dissect issues that is drawing them back, and at the same time to learn from one another. Many of you should know that this journey we have started a long time ago, and we must continue speaking up what is bothering us. I welcome so many of you that are going to join us, and those of you that are already here. In just 20 minutes, I will bring my co-host up, which is our lovely sister Madam Herda. After the preamble, when you enter into the issue of the day, we are going to bring her in to give us also her own take, and then the line will be open very, very gingerly for many of you that have a contrary opinion to call and begin to discuss like one another, like brothers that have a common interest, like brothers that have a problem that is bothering us, which is what? We are not free, we are enslaved, we are being entrapped in the contraption we call Nigeria, cheered over by British, which are those that brought all the religion we are passing through. Now we're going to begin to look issues of the white men, their take on what we are suffering, and at the same time the voice of Nnamdi Kanu. As many of you know, Methuselah cannot begin to come here, begin to play his broadcast without remembering the man that made it possible for us to be here. Without him, I don't think I'll be sitting before the camera and speaking to many of you, and you can also bear me witness. We have a letter along from him. We've learned very, very much from him, and we begin to showcase what we have learned from him. He is a brave man. He doesn't shy away from speaking the truth. He confronts issues the way they are. He doesn't say, oh, say me, I know. He said, if you know that what I'm doing is wrong, come with a superior argument. And that's why he said we are going to create a school of thought where we can begin to discuss issues. I don't want us to begin to take things personally and emotional. We are brothers and sisters. I want to thank the media world that have been there for us many years now before the enemy, which is the called autopilot, came in. I want to thank our brother Mazi Methuselah, Omote Biafra, our sister Ejuro, Mazi Paula Chebe, and we have Osoj, popularly known, Darlington Osoj as is popularly known, and George Money by himself. I can't begin to forget the Biafran child Mwachineke. I may not begin to mention all of us name. If I didn't remember your name, if I didn't call your name, does not mean that you are not included. I still remember our brother, virtually doing a very good job, Mazi Jonathan, anchoring the Radio Biafra. I don't want to begin to go on and on. Our lovely sisters, our lovely sister, I would have forgotten you, Mazi, sorry, Achalugo, the angel herself, a very beautiful lady. I wouldn't want to begin to go on and on. You can see, you can forget. If I didn't mention your name, please. It is not out of, will I say it? It is not intentional. Methuselah is not a robot. I can begin to remember so many of them. Mazi, our brother in Turkey, and we have so many of us. Our lovely brother in also upcoming. I call him upcoming. Jidofo. I see so many of you. I don't want to begin to talk about those that are commenting and writing. You are doing a marvelous job. Without you, we are nobody. You see those of you that are writing. I don't want to begin to. You see, I have poor names now. There's people I didn't mention their name, and they will begin to think that they're not doing anything. You are, for those that didn't mention your name, you are the one that are doing a marvelous job. I tell you. Our brother Elochukwu, our brother Austin. We have all of you that are doing a very marvelous job. The fearless himself. I don't want to begin to forget names, please. We want to begin to show them love. They are doing a good job. In as much as we have indifferences, it doesn't show that we are quarreling. We are not fighting one another. We don't want enemy to come in to begin to put problem among us. We have been in this struggle. We have been fighting this battle for many years, shoulder to shoulder. We know who came to destroy what we are doing. We know our enemy. Any other person that begin to attack the structure, begin to attack individuals that are among the directorate of state, among the lawyers, the legal team, those that are holding this struggle at the helms of affairs, it stands now. We can't begin to see those ones as our friend. But issues of religion, we have to discuss it, and that's why we're going straight ahead. Let us play the voice of Nnamdi Kanu. I will try to curtail this program tonight. We have a lot. Our sister, Madam Herda, have a lot. You know, she's a very intelligent woman. She have a lot, but I want she's going to go straight to the point and also limit the analysis, because I know she's very intelligent. She can go on and on and begin to analyze, but for the sake of time, so that some of us that are home that beg me, Methuselah, please let this program don't stay longer, so that we can be able to download it and begin to listen to it at our own convenient time. And that is why we must listen. Pay attention to this. This is the voice of Nnamdi Kanu. This is what he told us on a couple of occasions, and this is what we are doing. I don't think we are doing something outside what he taught us. Are we doing something different? The answer is no. Let's go.
now here we discuss everything. You are a dreamer. And this is Radio Biafra. If you want that type of rubbish, you go to NTA, you go to Radio Nigeria. This is Radio Biafra. There is nothing we don't discuss. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it is the truth. It enhances our understanding and knowledge of the supremacy of the Most High. Then we discuss it here on Radio Biafra. There are no taboos. Nothing is. Everything is. I know Biafra. Not a modern handjob. As long as it is the truth, we will preach it. Because the closest you can ever get to the throne of grace is by being truthful. And this morning we tend to do the same. And there is also a song I would like to play before we go into our religious debate. All those debates about Yahweh Yeshua, all those debates about the creation, including what the Pope said, that he believes in scientists, in Darwin, in Big Bang theory. Rubbish. Here we look into it. If I am wrong, please convince me. If you are wrong, I will try to convince you. But one thing is paramount: we allow the preeminence and the preponderance of reason. We want reason to be preeminent in all that we do. We subject to reason. If we subject to reason, we have no problem. Biafra will come and then we will build and develop it. The reason why Africa is poor is because people don't reason. Even when they reason, people don't concede to the power of superior reasoning or argument.
Which is, are we fighting religion or for our freedom, which is Biafra?
We are fighting ignorance and we're fighting for our freedom. The same go hand in hand. If you want to build a viable country and economy, you need sensible, reasonable people. If you bring in religious idiots into it, you cannot be developed. Then why are we fighting for Biafra if Biafra will be gotten and then we're not developed? What's the essence of fighting for Biafra?
I know we are following what you're saying. I want you to finish before I respond. Go ahead.
So, it is something. It's a damage that has been done deeply, director. It's a damage that has been done deeply. Before people can wake up and open their eye and embrace the real God, it's very difficult. But only God will help. Very, very difficult, director.
And I agree with you. I agree. Let me tell you something now. I compare the brain of Biafran people worshipping idol with what the damage that Yorubas have done to Ipob people. Do you think that the damage Yorubas did to Ipob for over 40 years can be repaired by only 2 weeks of broadcast? You need to go and unravel their brain and wash it very clean and begin to put it back piece by piece before they understand. Our people copy nonsense all the time. Thank you.
So please, another thing is this. I want you to remember that what we are fighting is for our nation, Biafra. We will not like distraction over this struggle. Because when we are struggling for our nation, it will continue.
Are you
church affairs? Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, if we are fighting for church affairs.
Your credit's about to finish. Go ahead, please.
Yes, it is trying to finish. Let us continue struggling for the freedom of Biafra. When we get Biafra, we make constitution. Anything that we're supposed to be in our land will be. What we're not supposed to be will not be there. So, but if we continue to fight 2 days at a time, we will get the problem.
What are we fighting? I don't know. When people say fight, what are we fighting?
This church issue.
Which part of Which part of the church issue is a problem for you? Which part of it?
This Jesus issue or church issue. Let us struggle for our nation and get our nation. Then on constitution, we will know what will remain or what will not be there.
Our brother Darlington, I want you to pay attention to this response. Our brother Darlington, but Darlington, you are doing a good job. I know sometimes not everybody is perfect. You are a human being. That's why I said we can't misquote our leader. Darlington, I watch your program. There's a place you said our leader said our constitution. When we get to Biafra constitution, we'll put all these things in order. I want you to pay attention to this response. I know you are doing a good job, but sometimes you may misquote what somebody said. Pay attention here. That's how we correct ourselves. No fighting.
Jesus issue or church issue, Let us struggle for our nation and get our nation. Then on constitution, we will know what will remain or what will not be there.
His credit has finished. I wanted him to stay so I can address him. I don't know if some of you understand what we are doing.
What's the problem?
You don't understand what we are doing, do you?
What's the problem?
You went to war before and you failed. Have you asked yourself, why did I fail? Biafra is the kingdom of heaven. Are you aware of that? So you want Chukwukika Biama to call down his kingdom from heaven to come to earth where men are afraid to speak the truth. Is that what you think?
What's the problem?
As I said before, Biafra is the last miracle. You are about to be surprised. Any evil we see, we bring it to the fore. We castigate it.
Yeah.
Let me repeat. Any evil, your job, we come across, we expose it.
Expose.
I asked you a simple example. I asked for a...
He said, any evil we see, we expose. And if you watch him with Uchema for a long time ago, even in this radio Biafra, many of you are trying to stop our dear brother Jonathan doing a good job with our sister. This issue we are discussed in radio Biafra. Even in radio Biafra, Mazi Methuselah Kanu was having a debate with his deputy in radio Biafra, the leader and the deputy. The same radio no say only the lucky say I may embrace peace among ourselves. If not, or we go mad if we are singlet, we go boko. This is it. This is one of the.
I want to let you go in situation. I don't want. It's a very simple yes or no answer. If you say no, that questions you ask me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. Do you accept that the cross is an image? Yeah, the cross is an image. There are also... No. I don't want... It's a very simple yes or no answer. If you say no, it's no. I will read this thing again and I'll ask you the same question until you agree. No, in certain situations. The cross is an image. I take it in parentheses. The cross is an image. Go ahead. Or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above or in the earth beneath. Do you accept that a photograph or a picture can be interpreted as a likeness of something? Yeah, depending on context. Yes, you can't say it can be. Now listen. So we agree that. Do we agree? Before I move on to the next one, what God said. Do we?
Let me leave it here. I wouldn't want to because of time factor. This is the debate between Uchemafor and him, and all these people jumping up and down today like Oghav. I've never seen them begin to address this issue. Say, Mazi, stop that. This will bring division. I want you, Korean. I got okay, Methuselah, you are not Onyendu. Provided you are speaking the truth, but because you are not Onyendu, I will not support you. Though what you are saying is the truth, but I don't want to support you. If Onyendu come out to speak it, I will agree with him. Like I said, I have a lot. I wouldn't want us to go into the. Let us go to the main issue of today. After this video clip you are going to hear now, I will bring our sister. After this, I'll bring our sister. And for many of you that are just watching, you know they have passed a bill. It has passed through second reading in Nigeria on how to deal with Christianity. Can you now begin to see why we said we need to destroy that and uphold what we have? Because they are cowards. They can't do nothing. Nigeria is a country, some of you know that Boko Haram has been slaughtering people, Fulani herdsmen, slaughtering people, which is a Muslim sect. They never put any law. But now they are bringing a bill. Currently now, it has passed second reading to regulate and put many of you in order. Why would they do it? Because they know you don't have arms. You don't have arms wing. Nothing. Oh, we are giving one. We want to the world to take notice. Now how will happen? Now let's go straight to the how the what we're going now is a brief history of how Africa become Christians. How did Christianity spread to West Africa? And some of you know West Africa, the Jew is included. So we are going straight to the point. I have a lot, but I'm going to limit it.
Come to our channel.
Hold on there. Like I said, I have a lot. Where will I start? I have a lot. I will make it gingerly because people can call in. I want people to call in. What I know these are white people. Their statement and their contribution matters, but your own is much important to me than them. They are not going to inhabit our land. Your mentality is where I am after, not them. But I will need them to correct it because they are the one that brought you to us and they are speaking up. And that's why we are giving them credit for that. For them to have opened up and said this is what they have done to us. Let me bring a Reverend Father first. This one is a Reverend Father. Nonsense. Let me see.
Sent someone who was very
Let's listen to this man. He made point here, and we're going to go to the major one.
little evidence.
The man you don't know G. Oh, just mama. The man doesn't look like a black man. No, he's a white man. So let's continue.
Of it, but had sent someone who was very friendly and loving, his son.
His son. Did he say Jesus is God? He said his son. All Africa, when they parallel this nonsense that Jesus is God, the white people are even seeing him as the son of God.
Who was promptly killed by the horrible humans. What an interesting paradox.
Very interesting, very interesting.
So it began to seem to me that his father was someone you couldn't talk to. And the son, well, let me give you an example. This happened later. But eventually, we used to sing a song in church. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. You know who wrote that song? That's really quite ironic. It was the ex-captain of a ship that was bringing black slaves from Africa to North America. And he converted eventually to Christianity. He was very sorry for what he had done. And wrote this song. And when I went to church, that's all I knew. I didn't even know that, really. I just heard the song, and it was a good song. I liked the melody, and it had friendly words. So you see, on one level, there's nothing wrong with Christianity, but here's what I found out later. I saw a video with a beautiful black man singer who sang that song for us. And then he said, do you know where it comes from? And I didn't. Methodist Church, Presbyterian Church? No, he says. The words were written by the captain of the ship when he became a Christian. But the melody was hummed by the Africans who were miserable and being tortured by being in the belly of the ship on a horrible journey to North America, where they were to be enslaved as the property of Christians.
As the property of Christians. White man is telling you, this your fathers now you are seeing here now. This, look at them here. This your fathers you are seeing here. This is a property of Christians. Sometimes I forgive many of you. Like those people that are all these our people that we are into this. You don't know. That is why I don't want to take it so personal. If you watch me a couple of months now, I've been smiling over it until the time they begin to mention my name. You don't know. Ignorance is a disease. You don't know. Because if you know, truly, if you know inside you what you have passed through, I didn't mean to know it as a story, to feel it. You can't have a problem with what we are preaching. You've been telling us, please, Mazi, increase the volume. The way you are talking about it, you are talking it as if you are not even affected. A property of Christians. Or a Reverend Father is telling you. Now, like I said, a lot. Let's go to the main issue. This is the particular point I want you to, if you see the way they used to sing it in the church. Amazing, amazing grace. Since I think those videos, these are the people that are passing through pains and anguish. Our fathers. We knew God before they came. We know God. If we didn't know, where would they be singing such? They are the one bringing this. Look at them. On a week, but I gotta continue. Let's continue the main issue here. Here we come. Here we come. I don't know. It is not coming out the way I wanted. I want people to see all. That is why I say, Methuselah, you need a very platform where you can be able to be, you know, we manage it. We manage it. We manage it. We manage it. Let's manage it. Let's manage it. Sorry, brother. Let's manage it. We are going to manage it. It's one of those things we see. We're trying our best. We're trying our best to make sure we come out here often. Some people will thinking that we are being paid so that they will demoralize our spirit from not doing what we're supposed to do. Just hold on. Hold on. I'm not going to attribute this thing to devil. Not devil. This is a technical issues. We need to be facing reality. We need to be facing reality. I think it's okay like that. Let's manage it. Let's manage it. Let me go back again to read.
The sacred song of some group of people from somewhere in Africa, unknown and anonymous.
Welcome.
Suffered to march, treated like animals in the hull of a ship, driven by someone who becomes a Christian. Anonymous, suffering, treated like animals in the where they were to be enslaved as the property of Christians. The sacred song of some group of people from somewhere in Africa, unknown and anonymous, suffering, treated like animals in the hull of a ship, driven by someone who becomes a Christian and wants to atone for what he's done, steals their melody and puts it on a song. Do you see the irony?
I will see it. We have seen it.
This is the irony of Christianity. It's mostly practiced by sincere people because Jesus talks about loving.
Yes, that's what he speaks, but it's not what it is in reality. They speak about peace, but we know that it's not for peace.
Channel where we explore the difficult and sorrowful history of religion in Africa. Today we will be delving into the story of how religion arrived in West Africa and the devastating impact it had on the region. From forced conversions to the use of religion to justify slavery, the legacy of religious oppression in Africa is a heartbreaking one. Join us as we uncover the painful truths of Africa's past and strive to understand the impact of these events on the present day. Who brought religion to Africa? The history of religion in Africa is a complex and fascinating story, filled with tales of conquest, trade, and cultural exchange. For thousands of years, indigenous African religions flourished on the continent, with different societies developing unique beliefs and practices that were closely tied to their cultural identities. However, the arrival of outside influences such as Christianity and Islam had a profound impact on the religious landscape of Africa. European colonizers and missionaries brought Christianity to Africa in the 15th and 16th centuries, often with the aim of converting African peoples to their own faith. Islam, on the other hand, arrived through the Arab traders and conquests, and spread rapidly across the continent through trade networks and religious conversion. How did Christianity spread to West Africa? The spread of Christianity in West Africa was influenced by a combination of factors, including colonialism, missionary activities, and social and economic change. The Portuguese were the first European power to establish a foothold in West Africa in the 15th century. They established trading posts along the coast and used their presence to spread Christianity through the region. However, their efforts were limited and focused primarily on the coastal regions. It was not until the arrival of other European powers, such as the British and the French, in the 18th and 19th centuries, that Christianity began to spread more widely throughout West Africa. Colonialism played a significant role in the spread of Christianity in West Africa. European colonial powers such as Britain, France, and Portugal brought Christianity to the region as part of their efforts to control and exploit African resources. Many colonial officials saw Christianity as a means of civilizing the local population and eradicating what they saw as primitive religious practices. Missionary activities also played a crucial role in the spread of Christianity in West Africa. European and American missionaries established churches, schools, and medical clinics throughout the region and used these institutions as a means of spreading the Christian message. They also translated the Bible into local languages, making it more accessible to the local population. Social and economic change also played a role in the spread of Christianity in West Africa. As traditional social structures began to break down under the pressures of colonialism and globalization, many West Africans began to look for new sources of meaning and identity. Christianity offered a way for people to connect with a wider global community and to gain access to education and economic opportunities. Despite the many challenges and controversies that accompanied the spread of Christianity in West Africa, it has become one of the major religions of the region, particularly in countries such as Ghana, Nigeria, and Cameroon. Today, Christianity continues to shape the religious and cultural landscape of West Africa, and its influence can be seen in everything from music and art to politics and social movements. The spread of Christianity in West Africa was not without its dark side, and the legacy of its arrival in the region is still felt today. While it is true that Christianity brought education, healthcare, and social services to the region, its impact was not always positive, and it often came at a great cost to the indigenous cultures and religions of West Africa. One of the most significant impacts of Christianity's arrival in West Africa was the destruction of indigenous religious practices and beliefs. Many of the traditional religions of West Africa were based on animistic beliefs and practices, and these were often considered to be incompatible with Christianity. As a result, Christian missionaries often actively sought to suppress these traditions, leading to the loss of a great deal of cultural heritage. In addition to the destruction of indigenous religious practices, the spread of Christianity in West Africa also led to the forced conversion of many local populations.
Are you hearing
missionaries?
Did you hear it? Let me repeat it. Forceful conversion, force by force.
Africa also led to the forced conversion of many local populations. Missionaries and colonial officials often used violence and coercion to compel people to convert to Christianity, and those who refused were often subjected to persecution and violence.
Did you hear it? I don't think you hear it. Let me face you while you are listening to it. On the we should be very grateful to some of them. You see, the ordinary Europeans, they are good people. Ordinary them, they are good people. I have interacted with them now. They're not the one that give me job without collecting bribe from me. They say, can you do this? I say, yes. Oh yeah, do it, let us see. I did it and they offer me a job. A place where I got my practical experience. I wanted to go and do it free. You know, Nigerian mentality that time. I said, please, can I just come and get experience? I don't need the money. You know, somebody that want to thrive and survive in life. You know, this is the kind of statement you will see in Nigeria. Please, sir, can I come and do it free? They will use advantage of it. He said, no, I want you to come, but I'm going to pay you. You're not going to do it free. I travel all the way from here to another state, called Tirol. Oh, no, chance. So, when we talk about European, please, I don't want us to generalize it. They are good people. You see, this Britain we are hammering every day. There are many of them that are good. Karamonde is an example. Karamonde is fooling all of us. Have you seen Karamonde before causing viewers or making problem with them? She's on her lane, doing her job. A British woman. So it is to so many of them, a lot of them that are working behind the scene that many of you don't know. Do you hear what he said? Let me repeat it. All about the good. He enjoy a court horish. Now they could not power house. How about social media?
Missionaries and colonial officials often used violence and coercion to compel people to convert to Christianity, and those who refused were often subjected to persecution and violence. The impact of these forced conversions was devastating, as it led to the loss of many indigenous languages, customs, and traditions. It also created deep divisions within West African societies, as those who converted to Christianity often saw themselves as superior to those who did not.
Correct. Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he said? Those that converted themselves to Christianity, to Christians rather, see themselves superior. Another one that rejected it. The same thing what is going on now. We are not Christians. Biafran movement has nothing to do with Christianity. We have Christians inside it. Yes, that's a freedom of worship which all of us agree on. But we are struggling to restore our land so that our land will give them condition to play. We will now tell them, if we tell them go underground and build their church, they will go. They will not tell us, why are you telling us this thing? This is the will of God. No. The will of Biafran people said, and the will of our Chukwu Kabiama say, carry down your church, go inside the forest, you go and build it. They must do it. They force us and they kill us.
Traditions. It also created deep divisions within West African societies, as those who converted to Christianity often saw themselves as superior to those who did not. Today, Christianity is one of the major religions of West Africa, and it continues to play an important role in the region's religious and cultural landscape. However, the legacy of its arrival in the region is still felt, and many West Africans continue to struggle with the loss of their cultural heritage.
Loss of their cultural heritage, yes.
And the ongoing impact of religious conflicts and tensions.
Now, like I said, I believe here how many hours? I want to limit it. I want the parents. The woman is struggling to mention my name. It's not Mazi Methuselah. One name is yes, man. I can't change it. Learned people and the families, they are watching me. I never knew. That's why sometimes I think I have to limit my language, verbal language. The woman said I should continue. What I'm doing is good. I was shocked. So people are listening. Yes, that's now the son they sent her the link. So the dear parents, I'm not here. I greet all of you. I greet all of you who are going to come across this word. Now, our sister, you're gonna warm up. Off come give now listen to this. Listen to this. Our brother Paul Achebe will go to play a clip. I know many of you must have watched you. Let's not just waste our time. This is our brother Paul Achebe being contacted by one of the autopilot in disguise who is still in our midst, who called our brother Paul Achebe to come and begin to attack Methuselah. So the same way he contacted other people who fall to the victim. Some of our people, our sister was also contacted, and they begin to lambast Methuselah. But behold, they went to a man that stands for what he believes in, and he asked him a question: what has Methuselah done that I will go to attack him? The same way Ned of Facebook contacted so many people today, they are calling autopilot to begin to attack the resident of state for no reason, and there's no evidence. And that's why Methuselah began to dabble into everyday broadcasts. I wasn't like this before, you know, and the issue of defending what is going on. But because I've seen that injustice cannot thrive, cannot prevail, I have to come in to begin to debunk. That is why today I keep on asking autopilot, give me an evidence that the resident of state sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The same way Kanu came to me to make me to begin to attack the resident of state. The same question Paul Achebe asked Donald is what I asked Kanu. Can you show me an evidence? Yeah, Balaga, because there's none. So those of them that fall into this, they begin to lambast Methuselah left and right, but they never know that I don't have shame. No matter what you, as an attack, it doesn't affect me. I will continue spreading the gospel, and I don't want to take it personal. No, we man, I destroy the gospel. I'm happy to say gospel. Choose individual. By that time, they have succeeded in their plan. So I give it a smile and continue my broadcast. Let's listen to our brother Paul Achebe.
Donald Azubike called me last week. The next day, the same idiot called me. He said that he has an important something to discuss with me. I said, Mazi, go on. He said, you need my help. I said, in what area can I help you? This man said that He needs a media warrior by his side that he can use, that can help him to pass message. So I say, Mazi, if it's something that I can do, I will do it. But it's something that I cannot do. If it's not within my power, then I cannot do it. I said, what kind of message do you want? He said that he needs somebody that will stand shoulder to shoulder with Methuselah, one Methuselah. I said, stand shoulder to shoulder with Methuselah. In what area? Mazi, please, I want to know. He said he needs a strong media.
Strong one.
That can stand Methuselah, one Methuselah. And ask him, Mazi, what did Methuselah do that I will stand? He said, didn't I see that Methuselah is fighting against Christianity? Before then, when he realized that I cannot do it, he meant, okay, I can make a video to advise Methuselah.
That is where the advice come from the other lady that advising me. Did you hear what he said? He said because he rejected to attack me because there's no evidence. It's okay. Or I do a video advising Methuselah. The same way they told one of our sister in Media Warrior to advise me. Happily phone. I want to advise Methuselah. No wonder. I was wondering. Because that our sister, we are in the same group. We have WhatsApp forum where we are in the same group. I was wondering, but this our sister would have called me now if he want to give me advice. She would have just first of all put a call across. Metu, please, these are the things I want you to know. Just interact with me. There's no media warrior that will call me and I will not pick his call or her call. Even if I see a missed call, I must call back because we are in the same battlefield. And I see our sister giving me advice in the public. Not just even decent advice, laying a kind of insult on me. I'm a hypocrite, I'm a cultist, I'm very stubborn, I think I know it all. I say no, you don't have to. Normally, I'm supposed to be an army general if Biafra is really functioning. So, countries to take, territory to conquer. I just ignore it. I say I don't want to use it to do program, and especially he's a woman. Adam is a man. I may try to also, okay, but I don't want to use it to do the program. So this is what they told our brother here, that if you cannot attack Methuselah, advise him. Advise him. He said no.
That I cannot do it. He meant, okay, I can make a video to advise Methuselah not to stop his videos. And I laugh.
To stop the
Methuselah, me and Methuselah. Apart from this IPO, the only ones going to come in here.
You are correct.
Honest with you.
You are correct.
We don't interact
at all.
I don't call him, he don't call me.
You are correct.
The bastard told me that I should do this for him. Now I asked him, do you have any problem with Methuselah? He said no. He now started telling me about 2 years issue 2 years ago. How he called Methuselah and Methuselah hang up. And call on him. And
that's the problem. That's what happened. That's the major problem. Forget about Jesus as well. No. The major problem because I have one Bible, which I'm proud that I did it. Since that time I'm still bubbling. Now the fresh one. The problem. In my hand 2 years ago. I have what I say Methuselah hang phone on me and destroy Bible and was cursing Jesus 2 years ago. Hey, Patra, our sister is going to come in. I'm going to bring you after this voice now.
And I shot him. I said, I don't want to know what happened between you and Methuselah last 2 years. I told him that if you know anything you have with Methuselah, go and settle it with Methuselah. Don't involve me. I cannot fight your fight. After the discussion, he tried to bring Maria Hida to the discussion. How Maria Hida come to Radio Biafra to say F Jesus. And I said to him, if Maria Hida said that, allow Jesus to fight the battle, not you.
Exactly right.
What Maria Hida said is F Jesus, not F Donald Azubike. I said, for me, myself, I not told him that, do you know my own stance?
It's okay, brother.
He might ask me,
it's okay.
We enter and say, oh, now I know why you are defending Methuselah. Now And I said to him, if you know me very well, you will know that nobody tell me what to do. And nobody will coordinate or be looking for a media warrior that will be fighting a fellow media warrior, creating. I asked him, what is your purpose of looking for somebody that will attack Methuselah? I told him, do you know that doing this will cause more division in IPOB? It will cause more catastrophe in IPOB. It will lead to us fighting one another. Now, I told him that, are you aware that with a coordinator shouldn't be doing what you are doing? I said to him that you are evil. You will tell me. So before that day, we ended where I told him that I will not attack Methuselah. We ended. The following day, he called me again. When he called me again, he brings the same topic about Methuselah and the religion. Mazi Methuselah preach the religion or
it's okay, brother. These are the things we see in the struggle, all part of the struggle. We envisage that something like this will come up, and that's why we are today. Am I not talking about the issue of religion? I'm doing it. So we're not going to take it personal. Let me bring our sister in. What we have today, all these things. I think there's not enough time to begin to go into this one after the other, but at least we want to know the effect of impact of Western education and religion in Biafra land. Our sister is going to come in. I'm going to bring her in right now, and after her speech, we're going to. It will be interactive. Some of you that want to call can also call, and let it be opposition. I love opposition. No, we learn. You learn when you have opposition. All this, thank you. I know you, unless you want to bring your own contribution, but I wouldn't want us to be coming here and be thanking this, thanking that. These are the things we see in Radio Biafra that cannot allow people who want to make a very valid point not to come in. So, but I will prefer opposition. Like one of our pastor, that pastor, I think I'm going to bring you in after our sister. He told me to link you in. I will link you in, and so that you can also give us your take. What we're asking is the benefit of Christianity. We keep on asking this same question every day by day until we get an answer. What is the major impact of Christianity, and at the same time their education the people say they brought to us in our land? Doesn't mean we are not educated before they came. Oh no, you are not, or you are, but not their own type of education. But come to think of it, that the education itself, what has it lead us? What are we using? What have we achieved with it in our land as it stands now? That education and the hospital, where? How can you say, okay, this is what it has done in our land? Rather, it destroys our own. That's what it does. Let me bring our sister. Let me call her our sister. I think, let me see, the voice will be coming out from here. Yes, our sister, can you hear me? Yeah. Your voice is coming out very clearly. You know what we're here. We are here to. I'm good. I brought you in. We are here to very, very carefully and respectfully, engage with our brothers and at the same time to enlighten them, because this is an enlightening movement on what is going on. And from your own point of view, I will say, what can you see regarding, owing to the fact of what is going on in our land today, and at the same time related to our struggle? What can you look back and say this is the impact of Western education and religion in Biafra land? The floor is yours, our sister.
Thank you, Mazi Methuselah. God bless you. To my fellow Biafrans, good afternoon from here. I'm calling from the United States, Maryland. Before we start, because what we're doing hinges on a struggle, for sure. I must express my utmost respect to the whom I call the spark or Hamadike one of Biafra land. My respect, my prayers to him and to HODOS. I hope I got it right.
Yes.
Yeah, and all the hierarchy and in DOS as the backbone of this movement, and to all of us, from the greatest one of us to the least one of us. I know none of us is least, but we have to qualify English like that. That's one of the things they brought to us. So, my name is Amara T. Hyder. I come from Umunoha, and Nnamdi local government. One of the most important things that Umunoha has been known for is the deity called Ibekala, and I'm proud to be part of it. I have my argument for that. That's not for today. So I proudly call myself Ada Ibekala. Ada Noha Okechi Ebi Seneribe. Anybody from Umunoha that hears this, they will know my voice, they know me, and they know what it connotes. So Umunoha is a very small place. So moving quickly without taking so much time, I thank you all. I paid attention to your comments. I miss you all too. I love you all from the bottom of my heart. This is a word I don't use loosely. When I use the word I love you, I'm talking about agape love. So I love you all, my fellow Biafrans, and I miss you all greatly too. But my silence, I must say, Mazi, I'm going to pivot there quickly. My silence does not mean that all the nonsense, all the brouhaha you guys have been hearing or had on the platform has any iota of truth. Take it from me. For sure. I try to communicate with you guys by writing one or two statements I've been posting, which is, the vulture is a Persian bird, and I say, I am the vulture, and I say the guilty is always afraid. That's why they try to get the narrative ahead. So that's how I'm going to answer that. My silence is not that I have anything. In fact, my life is as thin as a whistle. If these people who concocted this conspiracy, their mastermind, which is Ajubike, had any compromise against me, he would have released it. I want you guys to be rest assured. I have not been compromised, whether on a personal level, my life, or in any way when it comes to anything Biafran restoration. Take this statement I'm making today to the banks, they will cash without any qualms. That's who I am. I came into this movement not by any human auction. I was divinely led. At the fullness of time, I will expose all, even my works. Some of them I cannot expose them today. There are a whole lot. There's a reason. We always hear about information management. But I believe that even when you have information management, we must have something you call time management. I believe time management overrides information management. What do I mean? When you have an information, the timing of release of that information is crucial to the effectiveness of that information. If you release your information too soon, you may botch things. If you release them too late, it may become meaningless. So, in as much as we speak about information management, we must be cognizant of time management. So I just want to throw that. So I want you guys, those I've seen you all, I talked, I am sitting back and enjoying the whole as I watch what is happening. But quickly, Mazi, I'm going to just jump one or two minutes, then I go to the things you brought up. Yes. I've been paying attention. Now, the issue of the conspiracy against me is broader than you guys know or think you know. They are in layers. They are in layers. What you're seeing, what you guys have just experienced are the attack dogs, those that were put in front. There are other layers. They have made several contacts to me. They will listen to this and they know. They made several contacts to me, but because of, by His grace, the kind of person God has made me to be, when I use the word I'm a spiritualist, I don't kid. I know what I mean. Because of that gift God gave me, I was able to discern them before they even came to me. That has been my weapon of defeat. If not, you guys would have heard a whole lot of foolishness. Because they set a serious trap for me, but by His grace I was able to jump all of them. So because they couldn't get me where they wanted to get me, and either to use me to create havoc, or whatever their personal issues were, they reverted to what? Doing this crazy campaign they're doing. And even some of the people they're using, I have sown into their lives. Kindness, that's who I am. Wherever I go, if I encounter you on a personal level, go and check my story from Umunoha. They will tell you, I always sow kindness. I'm an advocate. But let me move forward. So now, I just want to put that out. At the fullness of time, like I said, I'm coming to answer to all of them because they gave a challenge to me. to come and debunk what they said. It is a lie. So that's by the way. When you have nothing to hide, you have no fear. That's my strength. So, but let me talk about one or two things you talked about, Mazi. Messages. I think there was something you talked about, giving a message. I want our people to go back to the book of, again, I always try to, I fight people in their thoughts. That's how I fight. That's why I cite the Bible, because I studied that book. I ate it. I can be proud. I can boldly say that. If you can go to the book of Luke, what brought this argument I want to bring up? When you talked about, you cited about Ohamadike, I want to thank you again for all his vocals that you've been releasing. Their great ministration and their confirmation to me. One of the reasons I came in, despite. Ohamadike, when you listen to Ohamadike speaks strongly, with strong words about religion, and is passionate about it, trying to let us know what happened to us. These people that are clamoring now, that claim they have a problem, that I made a statement, which was third person report, that is their problem, and then attacking you now and trying to organize people to attack you, and asking, they have no problem with Mazi's words on Ahmadike 1. But even what I spoke or what was going on Radio Biafra, even what you're speaking, is like a watered version of Mazi's message, because we are trying to be careful. We are not Mazi, we can never be on Ahmadike, we can't compete with him. So even when we speak the same thing, we are measured because of people's reaction. So you begin to ask the question, is the problem about the message or the messenger? And because of the trend of things that happened so far, I can guarantee you, let anybody challenge me, it's about the messenger, not the message. Because the same messages coming out even in the lesser, more provocative way is a problem for people, but it wasn't a problem then. Another thing I want to say this before I move forward, I'm going to tell them to go and read the book of Luke, chapter 16, from verse 1 to 8. Now, why is this parable important? It was given by Yeshua, whom they call Jesus Christ. A man said about Lazarus and the rich man. I'm not going to go through the whole story. Most of you who claim to be Christians should be familiar with this story. But this rich man died and the poor man died. They ended up in Abraham's bosom. And then it came a time when the rich man was asking for a drop of water, and he thought he could use the same bullying he did when he was alive to instruct the poor Lazarus, who was, when he was on earth, he was a poor man, to go and dip his hand into water and give him. And Lazarus said, I can't. Then Father Abraham got involved. Father Abraham made a poignant statement that is the core of this argument. He said, after going forth and back with the rich man, said, the rich man requested for Father Abraham to send somebody from the land of the dead to go and minister to his brothers, what is going through, so that they could repent. The answer Father Abraham gave was that, no, I will not do that. Because even if I send someone from the dead, they will not believe it. If they could not believe those they see, how do you think they believe they don't see? So I want you to get that. So that's what is happening to us. We are not interested in the messages, we are interested in the messenger. That was why Father Abraham says, forget it, I'm not going to waste my time, because they will start talking about the messenger, they will not be interested in the message that I'm going to send. So there was no point. And so I needed to get that out, so they can go and read that and see what I'm saying. So let's talk about what just happened. The coronation of Charles, you mentioned it. And even to read enough, the statement you read now, how they can change our culture, continue to change our culture by force, by fire, by coercion. Go ye and listen to the coronation, one of the oaths that King Charles took. If you guys didn't know what you go and watch it, I'm going to call this, go and pay attention. In that they read to him, when they invoked that as the king of Britain and Scotland and all the people they colonized, or those Europeans that still part of them, that he, Charles, must swear to rule the people without disrupting or messing up, I'm paraphrasing, their culture, their religion. Did you hear that yesterday? I heard it, and it was beautiful. And he said, may God help him. But look at what they have done to us. That's why I'm coming with this argument. So even as he was taking the oath, he was lying. Or I hope you hear this recording today. Hopefully, after taking that oath, that he will do the needful and let Biafra go and become the indigenous people we are. Because he just took an oath that he must respect who we are. That was the oath yesterday. Another thing I picked from there was what? And people have been making a buzz about it. It's the stone that was under the coronation chair. Now, when you talk about, people will tell you that it was come from Scotland. But I want us to do a little bit of research, which was what I think, even though I'm aware of this story, because there was a book I read, and I'm going to recommend it to some of us, those who like to read. It is called Britain and America. You will check the migration of the Israelites after the Assyrians can conquer them. They were completely taken into exile. Because I'm giving this foundation before I go to where we go. I'm going quick. Now, people must remember, they call themselves students of the Bible. They will take you to the Old Testament. There came a time after the death of Solomon, the non-Israel was split into two. One side became Judah, which is the tribe of Benjamin and Judah. Two of them composed the nation of Judah. The other 10 became the nation of Israel. There came a time when Israel began offended God, according to the Bible, but God raised the Assyrians, who came and captured them, took them into captivity. They never came back. They continued to migrate from there. The only people that, after their own capture or their own invasion, which is the Judah by Babylonians, some of them came back. Now, this story is important because of the coronation of Charles yesterday. King Charles yesterday, with all due respect, I don't mean to be referred to him as a king right now. And so, that stone you see, even though if you check on the surface, he will tell you that it's from Scotland. They pay attention to the grammar. He was captured by the Scottish people. The argument becomes, when and where was he captured from? If you trace it, and I'm going to ask us again because I don't have much time. You guys can go to look up in your Google the title, The Geological Evidence of British Throne of David. The Geological Evidence for British Throne of David. That throne, that stone you see there is called the Stone of David. That's the real origin. It is the Stone of David. The stone that was under the throne of David, the chair that David sat. Because British ruling family traced their lineage from Jew. That is why even when you go to their coat of arms, you will see the Lion of Judah. It's not a mistake. And there is something you will see there. I can't teach that now because it's huge, but I just want to give you guys. There is something you call Urim and Thummim. When you talk about the Jewish one, it's 12 because it comprises the 12 stones, which which are the 12 tribes of Judah, Israel, I meant to say, because he was their father. Now, in the non-British, their own is 10. I'm going to explore that story. So you will see all the symbols that we are in the Judaic kingdom. That is what they have in their coat of arms. I'm not going to go too much. I just want to give you guys to do the research. Maybe when I start, when I come out fully to debunk all this, that's when I'll start answering some of these things. So, it's very, very important that we know all this information. So what they did yesterday was not just ordinary. But these are the same people that told you to trash your own culture.
Exactly.
But they took some of your own culture, made it their own, and then, just like everything they have done, they took our culture. Africa is the template of every civilization. Now they went into what the argument.
Yes.
Everything from mathematics, cosmology, to even in alphabets, numbers, name it, started from Africa, just like humanity.
So hold on, our sister. Hold on for interrupting you. In other words, you are telling us that we have been educated already before they came.
Yes. Millions of years. We were the first to develop alphabet. We were the first to develop numbers. I'm not even talking about Egyptology, because that's where people get stuck. People must understand, for you to even talk about Egyptology, we must talk about the Kemites, the Kemites, the Nubians. Ask yourself, do we know that you have more pyramids, bigger ones even, in Sudan than Egypt? Ask yourself, why is it they are not talking about Sudanese pyramids? Because once you invoke it, and let me make this distinction, which is what is happening now, there's a huge difference between Southern Sudan and Southern Sudan. When you use the word Sudan, which is where the problem is today, is those that comprise of the Arabs. Just what the Fulanis are trying to do in Nigeria was what they did in Sudan. That's what they did in Sudan. And that's what started the conflict. They came in, took over quietly, just like they're doing now, and began to introduce Sharia law and everything, running it, just ran Sudan down. That is why the Southerners. So the Southern Sudan are the real black people.
Yeah.
So it's huge difference. When they separate, in fact, when you use the word Southern Sudan, you're talking about the black Sudanese. But when you use the word Sudan, or those mixed with Arabs, now, why they don't want to talk about those, and that's where you have these pyramids I'm talking about in Southern Sudan. Because that will give credit to Africa.
Exactly.
That's what they don't want to talk about.
Exactly, yeah.
But when you talk about Egypt and they present to you the present population of Egypt, they have close to white. So you begin to think that it was the white people that brought education or brought civilization. No. When you hear that the cradle of civilization started in Egypt, that's not true. The closest you can give credit to Egypt is what? When they began to document things. But orally, education has been passing through millions of years. Even before you talk about the Kemites, before you talk about the Kemite civilization, you must talk about what? Go back to Africa, where we started. Okay?
Yes.
So like I said, what I wanted to bring is a whole lot. So, yes. So that's what they have done everywhere. If the Fulanis are able to conquer us today, tomorrow, in the next 100 years, the person you'll be seeing are not going to be pure blacks. And then if they want to give credit, they'll give it credit to them.
Exactly.
That's what I've been doing.
Exactly.
Let me give us one of these kicker. There is this medical breakthrough. Now every day you're hearing about stem cell cocktail or stem cell healing type of genomics. By the way, I want to use this opportunity, but if you allow me to give a shout out to my daughter, she's listening to me.
Yeah.
I want to tell her congratulations. She's graduating next week. That's why we're traveling to New York after a long battle.
Yeah, that's good.
A long journey, I need to say. So she's graduating. I'm so proud of her. She has done herself good, done herself proud, and of course, I, as a mother and the entire family, my entire family, we are so proud. Even though in my family we have up to my mother's grandchildren in my family, both in Nigeria especially, we have up to 6 doctors in my family. But my daughter is going to be the first to graduate in America as a medical doctor. And I have my nephews and others coming in. So I just want to appreciate her. Thank her for listening to me.
Exactly. Also, I think it's we that now we have known. I want you to tell her that the Biafrans in general, because if you see the comment section, they have already started congratulating her. Tell her we are proud of her as a sister and we want her to continue shining and at the same time making us proud, because we believe that is one of us, and any progress we see in her, it is for the well-being of Biafran people. Thank you very much, our sister. Continue. Congratulations to her for my own. Yes.
Thank you. She's going to appreciate because she listens to me. She knows what I'm doing.
Exactly.
I keep permission from her before I jump in.
Exactly.
She's my only child, so we have that level of relationship. But yes, she's going to do us proud because what she's doing is PhD in medicine. That's what she's doing. And why I brought her name in here is because of the area I'm going in, genomics. That's her interest, researches. So I believe, which I told her, she knows about Biafra. I told her, by His grace, you're not going to make impact in America. You're going to make impact in your mother's land. Because we have a lot of things to be researched on. So why am I going talking about? There is somebody you call Henrietta Lacks. Henrietta Lacks was an African-American woman. That is why I remembered my daughter, just to talk about her, because it's the same thing. This woman is the one that gave us this breakthrough of stem cell, which is genomics, which is treating disease at a cellular level, okay, molecular biology. That's what we're talking about. So that's why some of this breakthrough. This woman has cancer. A black woman, she died at the age of 35. I want us to go and check her. Some of us, as we speak today, are carrying her DNA. This woman, after she suffered the cancer, even though they couldn't cure her, these are hundreds of years back. I think about 100 or 200 years. I don't know. But, you know, when you look at it, tell you. But her name is Henrietta Lacks.
I'm reading it, yes.
Or you can look at Hella cell line. Okay? This woman is even in her gene is even in some of the medications we are using today, like cancer medication. All these things that we are getting breakthrough. So when before she died, a nurse took her sample of her genetic profile, and then after many years, do you know that they have been using, because she's the only living human being today that her gene, her genetic profiles does not die outside the human body. Nobody, the black woman. But you know the white people eat this thing and have been using her for experiment, doing everything, taking credit as usual what they do. That's where I'm coming. How they come and take what belongs to us and they'll make it their own. And then some of us will come and begin to speak of something they don't know, giving credit to the white people. It has been their parents.
Exactly. So
it was recently that their family, one of them, a generation of course, read about this article. Somebody revealed it, you know, that just like you said, and most average white people are all good and honest people. It's just their policy makers that is the problem. Their policy makers, they are the ones that do all this foolishness and craziness. So it was somebody that keep the family. This is what I've been doing with the genetic profile of your sister. It has empowered the medical line. You know, people are being healed and we are not giving them credit because they don't want to give the royalty that belongs to them. It's a long story. You guys go and read it. I just want to bring it up. So I'm talking about the importance of how they have taken our things and made it their own. The second thing I want to go into is the diamond on the head of King Charles. Do you know where it comes from? From South Africa. That's where it came from. They stole it.
You see?
Okay? But now they have looked at their own. They have made it their own. They stole it. They have not paid any money or royalty to them. You know, even though I'm not going to the spiritual aspect of that. So let's look at let me go into the impact of what is. We have to ask ourselves first, what is education?
That's what important. Exactly.
We must. So, from Google, quick definition is this. It says, education is the process of receiving, pay attention guys, underline these few words I'm going to mention, receiving systematic instruction, especially at school or university. Now, what is school? School is a place of learning. Okay? Because even when we were growing up, some of us who were fortunate to meet some of our grandfathers or grandmothers, I remember a time after we finished dinner, we would sit at the feet of one of my uncles, Jojo, bless his heart, and he be telling us folk tales. Okay? It was a kind of education. Because he was passing information to us orally. Why am I making this argument? Because people think it's only when you go to 4 walls that you say you're educated. Exactly. You can go to the 4 walls without even allowing the 4 walls to go through you. But you see some of us who come out, they have how many degrees, but they cannot showcase any behavior of somebody that attended an institution because they just pass through the walls. They do not allow whatever is in that institution to pass through them. So then let's go to that was education. But let's go to the true meaning. Okay?
Yes.
It is really an enlightening experience. Enlightenment is an enlightening experience to illuminate you. Even what we're doing now is education. It's citadel. That's what IPOB is. The platforms of IPOB, if rightly used, supposed to be a citadel of learning, impacting us. Because even when you go to the story of the Israelites, because people like to start that, cite that. Moses was a story he had, according to them, and then he came and began to convince the Jews. They didn't want to go, just the same thing that is happening now. He began to tell them the story. Elohim told me, Jehovah told me, you are my people. Come back to me. I'm taking you to a place to worship me. I'm paraphrasing all these things. He was orally, he told them. They did not go to school. He educated them orally. The same thing we are doing. So let's go to a broader meaning. It's a true meaning of education. It says, it is the set, it's an act or process of imparting grasping or acquiring general knowledge, developing the powers of reasoning, and judgment, and generally of preparing oneself or others intellectually for mature life. Then I ask myself the question, what then is the purpose of education? He said the main purpose of education is to provide the opportunity for acquiring knowledge and skills that will enable people to develop their full potential, become successful members of society. That's what IPOB is doing. That's what we are doing. Because we have been misled. We have been told that we are nobody. We have been told that we do not matter. We do not matter. That is why you see our people, because they don't know their potentials, because they don't know who they are. Somebody walks in and tells you a story. You buy it. They tell you about the Bible. I challenge you, go and study your Bible. 70% of those who claim to be Christians do not even read the Bible. 80 to 90% do not even study the Bible. That's where the problem is. Because if you can take out time and study the Bible, and then you go to the historical facts, don't just read the Bible, historical facts. I didn't write any of these. Go there and check them. And as you're studying the Bible, please make sure you have what you call strong concordance and Bible references and Bible dictionary. This will help you to have an informed decision and will provoke your thoughts. You will find out that we are worshiping the true God. And when I mean this, I'm talking about millions of years back, until there was corruption. I believe when that corruption came, that's when you began to see what you call the wave out of Africa. God began to disperse human beings. Ask yourself, why did people all of a sudden, after millions of years, began to disperse? And if you find out as they began to travel out of Africa, begin to head towards the north, then into Mesopotamia, you began to hear all this religion. That's when religion began to develop. These are millions of years. You hear about the epic of Mesopotamia, all that. God, we know how to worship God. Even though my ancestors never heard about Yeshua, whom they call Christ. Yeshua is a Lord, is not a God. There are two things. Just like Mazi or Hamadike is a Lord for the Africa, for Biafra liberation of Africa in general. Mazi is not God, he is a Lord. Go and find out the definition of a Lord. That will help us to understand when I use that word. I'm not trying to make him a spirit, it's not a spirit. But he's a Lord. Even in Britain, you hear them say, my Lord, my Lord, my Lord. It doesn't mean the person is a God or a deity.
Yes.
So we knew these things. My ancestors knew these things. Just like every other culture have their own way of worship.
Correct.
If you go to India, there's something you call Ayurveda. Ayurveda is their natural. Spiritualism and religion were mixed up together before. Now, you see people yoga. Now it's been commercialized. Yoga is a component of Ayurveda. I have a certification in Ayurveda. That's why I speak with this strength. Talking about the doshas, the pranas. So now, what am I saying? They were trying to communicate, and if you watch the true way to apply yoga, you wake up in the morning, take those positions with your deep breathing, and face the sun. What was our ancestors doing? You get up in the morning, you take what was natural to you, Oji Osu, Uji Odo. With all four, you face the sun. They move it. And they were getting results. Just like when you go to Asia, you have the Asian way of worship. How come that every other person, their own way of attending to God is acknowledged, except African way of worship? When it comes to, they call it black magic. But everything started from this black magic. That's where it all started. Every religion you think about, go and check their source and origin, their behaviors, their pattern, they started from Africa. So we knew this. So that is the fight we are in. It's time for the awakening of Africa. But again, it's rotational. It's our time. That's what is happening now, because Asia is about to take control of the global stage. Then Africa is going to be the next. That is what is happening now. People must understand that. It didn't start today. That was why there was a time we ruled. Our time is coming. That's the awakening now. You see, everybody is hearing it. The same thing they had before. There is this passion to wake up because it's time for us to wake up. You know.
Exactly.
Look, I'm gonna
hold on, our sister. Hold on, let me.
The wife hold on. Let me make this plan to be school.
Okay.
Then you can ask me question. So, when people try to compare education and that's a white man's education and the education our ancestors knew and had, which enabled them to. I mean, let's talk about this. All the food our ancestors were able to identify to us, we are still eating it, and they are even they are healthier ones, they are the healthy food. How did they get to know this? They went through what you call research. So they were masters in research. Because research is for you to be able to investigate something and see the valuability of it and decide what you need and what you don't need. We know that even during researches, it depends on the kind of research, people die. So when they were going through researches to identify the particular food that is healthy, and some of these foods have been put into scientific researches, and they found that they are very nutritious in nature. How did the ancestors got to know? These are questions people must ask. In my place, we have this adage that how did they get to that point? Because they had the knowledge, because they were trying things, they were practicing things, whether through intuition, through direct research, trial and errors, which is what research is. They were educated human beings. The ventures they did, Ugwele is one of them. These people were able to produce arcs 250,000 years ago. 250,000 years. Now, that tells you they must have mastered how to mix ore and mix it with iron to come up with this invention. Pure education. They knew how to do cake weaving before the white man began to take it over now. We were the first people to produce soap before the white man came and took it over. We were the first people to make a ceramic pot or make all these pots, clay pot. It's the same thing when you use a little bit of technology, it becomes ceramic. Everything, like I said, that we call technology today started from Africa. The only thing that when they came in and disrupted us, there was a stay. I use the word more because now we are waking up. What we have to do now to begin to learn their own language and culture. That's what they brought to us. They didn't bring education. They wanted to learn their way of life so that they can use it to control us. If they so loved us, what they could have done is to come and they came to us to learn our own life and culture.
And improve on it. Yes. Yes.
They do it the other way because they want to control us. So now, the time I will use in going to school to use my culture and dialect and native things I know, I'm going to abandon it and begin to first of all learn their language and culture. Do you know how many years we missed?
I know.
That's where our problem started.
I know.
So the white colonial master did not educate our people in their language, culture, because they do not care about us. Neither was because they want to know who we are. No. They did it just to make sure that they suppress who we were, because they found an advanced culture, an advanced civilization in every ramification. They knew they couldn't defeat us by force after they tried to kill many of us. They came with what? Soft approach, which is where the religion comes in. Because we were already spiritual people. So they brought what I call Ishmael effect. Ishmael effect is something that looks like the original but is not. Call it fake. So because our people, what they were telling them, because they didn't know that when they first made contact with us, they studied our culture, they studied everything. They went back, repackaged them, brought it back in the form of their own religion. So when you're reading the Old Testament, you say, this is true, this is true, this is talking about me. Of course it's talking about you. But it's not the whole truth they were dispensing to you. They have repackaged it now to suit their own purpose. They knew what they were doing. Call them smart, yes. But wickedly smart. Because there are two ways of wisdom: good wisdom and negative wisdom. They apply the negative one just to control us, because they saw our resources, they knew what we were. So that disruption is what looked like. Some people will come and claim, what did the ancestors do? Your ancestors created every template that the white man built up today. In whatever ramification. You want to talk about cosmology? It started from us. You know, even in the Bible they tell you the three magi. If they were telling the story, if those people they can establish they came from Africa, they call them the three magicians. The three voodoo people. Okay? When it tells you that they come from the east, where exactly is the east? Because the time they are telling you, there was no way a shepherd would be shepherding their flocks in November, December, cold season. So this one must have come from North Africa or even West Africa. The Bible did not tell you how long they journeyed. I remember in those days, the only mode of transportation was horses and donkeys. So that story you're hearing in the Bible, the three magi sighted a star, did not happen in Israel. It did not happen in any eastern platform waters. It happened somewhere in Africa. Because he told you after they saw it, they set out on a journey. The Bible did not tell you how long they traveled. It didn't say that. It was silent. They will know the rest of the effect. So, yes. I'm just trying to encourage us to let us know that again, I must write this story right, and I don't blame them. When a story is told from the victor, they will tell you to suit them. They don't want to tell you to suit you. So that is the journey we are in, to rewrite this story and let the truth stand. And if any one of them think, I'm talking about the colonial masters, that we are wrong, I'm happy that they are the archaeologists. They are the ones telling us what happened. Let them come and dispute us. That's the name of the game. Superior argument.
Thank you, our sister. Thank you, our sister. Hold on. You have used one stone to kill two birds, because I wanted to come in as if you know that this is what I wanted to ask you, because when we begin to hear about education, they brought us education, they brought us healthcare. I wanted to ask you, which I've already answered, because they brought us their own style of education. That is the language our people are supposed to be using, not that they brought us education. We were already educated before they came. And if you look around Biafran land today, I don't know whether the effect of that thing they brought to us is playing out. As many of you know that some of us are engineers in various fields, but we cannot even construct a single road. We cannot even refine crude oil. And some of us wondered why the Nigerian government, even up to 10 or 12 universities of science and technology that have petrochemical engineers, and they cannot even begin to refine oil. They will rather go back to even a place they call what do they call it, this place, Lebanon, to go and bring Lebanese to begin to do all these things and begin to do road construction. So I want to ask Biafrans that are watching, our sister is here. Our sister, you can see the kind of intelligence they want to chase us in this struggle. Can you just begin to imagine? These are the things we say we can't allow to flourish. I'm coming, our sister. I'm coming. I know. They want to begin to attack you. They want to begin to equate you with Nelly Ofebu. That in every of his sentence, before he can make even 10 sentences, Elohim have entered it almost 9 times, and with them, speaking in tongues that she don't understand what is going on. Our sister, our people will always love to ask you questions, and those of you that have a questions, you can also put it down. If you want to call in to ask our sister a question, she will be right back. Listening. I am going to, if you know you have a question, please right here.
Because let me make this thing before you take that thing you're about to take me off.
Yes.
The thing is that comparing the education the white man brought to us and our ancestors, the way our own education we had before they came in, is like comparing orange to an apple. Yes, all of them are food, but they are different.
Yes.
Even in composition, chemical composition, and everything, they are different. Even in color, in shape, even though they are all fruits, they are different. So what they gave us was apple when we had orange. So another thing I wanted to say is that so we must understand that we were already the examples you gave now, Mazi, like me, my foundation, right? My father's father was a sculptor. Okay, that's my attribute. That was, and you can see how he expressed it himself. My father was an engineer. He was the first engineer in my town. My first brother is an engineer. My second brother is a software engineer. You can see the same Ipob expressing itself through that. Okay? That's what is a spirit. This is a gift. Now, my grandfather, Kwaranka, did he go to any technical, what is IT, not IT, any designing school? No. Or engineering school? No. But he had the knowledge.
Exactly.
Then you come to my father's mother's side. They were healers. That's where my own expression came from. I combined both. In my family of 8, I am the only one that took that one from my father's maternal family. All of them were healers. Now you can see how again it's expressing through my mother, my parents' grandchildren. Like I said, if you turn around, all of them want to be doctors. It's the same thing. So what am I saying? These things were gifts that is given to you. Whether you express it through Western education, you express it through traditional education, when you have it, you have it. It has nothing to do because a white man came and took you to their school, that made you become a doctor. No. You already have the potential to be a doctor. That's what I want us to understand. You are not an engineer, you went through Western education. If you are going to Japan, you will learn Japan language or culture, you will still be an engineer because there is a seed in you that wants to express itself from that point of view. So that is why I'm making the argument. It was not the white man's education that is making our people. Even now, you see how our children are making exploits. You take somebody from Nigeria or Biafra and take them to Western civilization. You see them expressing the same potential. Exactly. It was not the white man's education that gives you the ability to do mathematics, or be good in numbers, or be good in Israel, or be good in philosophy. No. There is something in you that's already been encoded in your DNA, in your genetic profile. So whether you went to Western education or you did not, you will still find a way to express itself. These potentials are like water. You can't stop it from expressing itself. That's why you can easily see some of our children back home who never attended education. It's you the kind of things that are coming up. Some toy cars and all that. There was one young man that did it, and then Western culture have taken him now. They took him to abroad now. He never went to school. By the way, when you take some of the people that have done exploit in our place during the war, how did we come about to Obuligwe? There was something in them. Okay? So now, you see, when you come in there and you be good at trading, there is something in us about commerce. That's what he's telling you. Then what we are lacking is, we have not, the Nigerian government, between the amalgamation of Nigeria, it has not given us the threshold to continue on our path, to allow this potential to be expressing themselves, whether through Western education or even through our natural education. Because what is happening, just like you have an example, somebody will go to school as an engineer, he cannot even couple a thing. Nothing. But in the olden days, my ancestors who did all these things never went to the formal education, but they were able to produce results. Which you call is the toner, which are the economic potentials we have. $8, all those things. You know, all those things, they were able to calculate the calendar to a T, missing it by 1 hour.
Hold on. I've never seen it in Europe since I came here. It's only in Africa.
Then gone. Do you know that that's the technology they took and begin to do what this thing you call the dynamite? It's the same principle. It's the same principle. But dynamite is the same principle. Even though it's not my field of study, it's the same thing if you pay attention. They took everything from us.
Right.
I don't have any questions. Go ahead, my brother.
Yes. I know. I know you have to be, like I said, it's very unfortunate that's why I said Methuselah need a platform at least where I can also keep you on where, but I know people are going to have your questions. I'm going to bring you back again. I'm going to bring you back People already start writing me. I want to ask our sister a question. Let them ask the question. I will bring you back our sister. Thank you very much for the very, very wonderful lecture you have given us tonight. Yes.
For you, how are you for now?
Yeah. A bunch of intelligence, and Biafrans have intelligent women. I know. I know. How can they hook up? Brother, here hook up. Another woman I don't want to destroy this program. This program is meant to enlighten our people. I say those who want to Methuselah, don't speak in that manner. I told you the parents are watching you. Don't use that statement. I'm going to open my line in 2 minutes. Let's just go for a commercial break for the first time, and I will be back so that I can be able to take questions and at the same time contribution. Hold on. Let me see. I think this is not playing. Let me just 1 minute, or rather, I will be back, and we'll continue from where we stop. We must wake our people up. One, you first for the slot. Yeah. Morgan, seine wichtige Zeit. The voice is not coming out the way I wanted. Let me see.
I posted here on Radio Biafra that Nigerian pastors are corrupt. Don't go to church. You're not a church in there. I want you to be listening. Somebody has said Nigerian pastors are listen to God. I told you so. This is not Radio Biafra News. We are reporting what we are essentially blogging what they are reporting. I told you anything I open my mouth to tell you comes to pass. I said by the time I say it, it may sound outlandish, it may sound too far-fetched or fantastic, but in time, events will justify, events will prove to the whole world that we've been right all along. Nigerians are criminals. If you are going to a church on a Sunday in a zoo, you are going to give your money to criminals. I'm telling you the truth. They don't want it. That is why somebody, if Nnamdi Kanu is going to preach against us, he's preaching against the men of God. You are a man of Satan. You are a thief on the road. Some of you went to church today. Did the Chupa ask you to go to church on a Sunday? The other is on a Saturday, the last day of the week. You have even failed one of the commandments. How can you go to heaven? We must continue. The zoo pastors are responsible for corruption inside the zoo. I told you that before the time, and I want to say, we must continue. Publish state accounts. The same way we have. If you want to know how much we get and how much we spend, our system, in fact, go and ask the British government for your information. Even if you don't go to school, you don't know anything. Let me also remind you. Because Radio Biafra is registered in the UK, every dime we raise anywhere in the world is accountable to Her Majesty's government. Every year we give them our bank statement, we give them our expenditure and income. They tabulate and tell us how much tax we are going to pay. That is why Britain cannot shut down Radio Biafra, because we pay tax. If they shut us down, they have to give us back all the tax we have paid. Don't you know that? And the Papa Hakot Makadi Amam. Publish state account. Archbishop Open Nationalism or Abona Wosa. Or culture is the thing people don't know it. But of course, we told you before. If you vote for that idiot, you will live in regret for the next other. In fact, let us even not put back over it. It's an animal neighbor. With all due apologies to our own eminent barrister and attorney at law, barrister. Well, maybe see that barrister that very weak. Who knows? We are live and direct, and we must speak the truth here. We are live. We are not only direct. Chukwu believer is presiding. Before we started, that Chukwu is in heaven, overseeing everything that we are doing. good happens, we worship thee. The bad happens, we must praise you. You are the giver of life. And this is Radio Biafra, your own holy platform on the face of the earth to propagate your gospel as only you intended. When I was taking my oath in Jerusalem, Chukwuabiama said, you must stand without fear before your enemies and preach this gospel. I am the Lord your God, the Lord of hosts. You will preach this gospel. If you want to be free, you are my children. Biafra is my kingdom upon the face of the earth. If you want to be free, go and stand without fear and preach this gospel. This is your opportunity. Is that what you're doing today? This is your opportunity. Go. 9 workers died due to non-payment of salaries. My own uncle died due to non-payment of pension. Died. They stole his money at University of Nigeria, Nsukka. Now, 9 other Kogi workers, they have joined him. Salaries were not paid and they are dead. People don't understand the evil happening. It will happen to you. Honestly, like Ariaria. When they came and shot their member, they now realize that everything Radio Biafra is saying is correct too. You people are living in the time of Satan. People living now in the zoo, you people are living in the time of Lucifer. That Lucifer is in Abuja, Buhari, and your lives are about to become even more miserable. On top of that, Sharia is coming. They have asked your children to be studying Quranic books. Did you complain? The answer is no, because you are defeated already. You people are pacifists. You have already been defeated. We are indefatigable and undefeatable. They said of us and Buhari, we shall do that. Doing want everybody equally.
Okay.
Understand what equality means. As for us, total break from the zoo. Do you know it is a white man that created you? You Nigerian. You are the product of a white man. A white man created you. You are not ashamed of yourself. You are not ashamed of your stupidity and hopelessness that your fellow man created you and gave you a name. Oh, you are from Port Harcourt. Oh, you are from Lagos. Oh, dear me. You are from Middle Belt. There was a saying they are from Lower Niger and they are and this maybe. Now, but who is from Upper Niger? Lunatics everywhere. So some there and there. This is Radio Biafra. We are sensible, we are sane, and we preach the gospel of truth, the gospel of redemption, the gospel of hope, the gospel of restoration, the gospel of light, the gospel of truth, and of course the gospel that will bring down the kingdom of heaven from where it is now. Down to this very earth, and the capital shall be Enugu, of course, and I will tell you why. Thousands protest as policeman kills bus driver. This butcher is doing very well. This is what he's supposed to do. We must proceed. Now they know that it's IPO.
Hold on there, our leader. Hold on there. Wonderful people of Biafra, we are back. I want to urge many of you. The reason why we came here today is to educate our people and at the same time to be educated. Educate others and you will get also educated. Now, what is the main reason why we are here? We are here to expose those things that are hidden. What is the thing that are hidden? That we are slaughtered to become Christian, number one. That education and the religion they brought to us is of no use to us. It is the tool to subdue us. It's a plan, a coordinated attack in order to bring us down. And you can see it is playing out. They succeeded. But now we've realized ourselves and we're going to go out of it. That is why everywhere now. If you are watching me here, you're a pastor. You're watching me here, you're a Biafran. But you don't subscribe to this our cases, or rather our statement of that religion have never done anything in our land. If you have a contrary opinion, now is the time for us to discuss like brothers and sisters without any sentiment. If you find it difficult to enter and you know that what our sister preach now, you disagree with her, she's not perfect. If you have a superior argument over what the lecture, very concise lecture she gave us now, this is the time for you to put it across. if you just write me, Methuselah, I have a contrary opinion. Don't come here and begin to side me. I will not be happy with you. This is not the time for playing. I know some people will say I have a contrary opinion. You come here, begin to praise us. No, we want to learn from one another. And when we have opposition, we learn. But that doesn't mean you can't call in to show your appreciation and at the same time to, you know, bring your own contribution. But we have to limit it so that others, you know, time factor is very, very important. So that others can be able to call in. Because if I allow you to stay here and continue, you know, speaking for more hours or minutes, you will see that you are depriving others from making their point. So that is why you have to go straight to the point. No greeting, nothing. We have never gotten Biafra. Let alone come here to say, I thank you for what you have done. No, we've never achieved our aim. Our aim is to make sure we enlighten our people, take them away from this religious mentality. So without overflowing issues, if you know you are finding it difficult to call in and you know that you have a contrary opinion, just write me on WhatsApp, Meto, I disagree with you and I want to come and tell Biafrans why. And at the same time, or you disagree with our sister, I will bring you in. Now the line is open. Let me begin to bring people in. I know they have already started calling Methuselah. We want to convert like brothers and sisters. I'm beginning to see people calling in already. Let me call you. And I also want to thank those of you that have already started paying money to the account I provided yesterday or thereabout of our brother. I thank you very much. I saw 50,000, I saw 3,000, I saw even 2,000, I saw 5,000, I saw 10,000. We are good people. We care for our people. And people have destroyed that assertion of Igbo hate themselves. Can you see how we are destroying it practically? And that's what we are here for. Let me begin to go to you. Some of you are already calling. If you know you are calling and you are not on opposition, you have to be very, very snappy, so that others can call. Let me go to you, our brother. Our brother has already started calling. Let me go to you, our brother. Hold on. Can you hear me?
Okay, sir. I can hear you clearly.
Yes, straight ahead.
I can hear you. Okay, please, sir, good evening, and hope your day was great.
Yes.
Straight to the point. I just want to state two things. Now, I want to ask a question, and from the scriptures. So, but let me go straight to my question.
Okay.
I believe you know who is talking.
I know. Go on.
Okay, thank you. So, my question is, I want to appreciate our money. Please forgive me. Chineke gana about that our money in me. Chineke gana goes here and give them this sitting and so the question I want to ask. Yes, thank you. The question I want to ask is, let me say that the white people never brought education to Biafra land, for example, is a question. So, and it will make us say that they never brought it. But that there was something I posted on my Facebook through this Matthias where they were creating pots from clay. Then that technology, we had our kai distillation process. We had our people that were climbing factory too, but we had all those our little technique. So now I think that they never brought education, they never brought religion. So, but we were exchanging business, we were going like somehow we go to their place to do business. When we go there, we see some development. Them to come to our place, they see some development, and that maybe as we are going, maybe we now come across their book, maybe the Bible. Then we now, as per knowledge, for the sake of knowledge, not for the sake of converting to any religion, we now go through the book and now start seeing reflections of ourselves in that book. The same way people like Aristotle, Plato, Pythagoras, Socrates, them, the same way they were going to Egypt to get knowledge, and Egyptians, I believe, they also exchange. No influence of education, no influence of church or anything. So, my question is, how would that have influenced our life? I mean, no, they did not bring education, they did not bring church or anything. We were just having it this way. We had this our level of development, they had their own level of development with Christianity. Then the same way Socrates, Plato, and all those people were going to Egypt to learn that is the chemist art and educative system. We were going there, we were coming, they will now come across their book, we read their book, and now see some reflections of ourselves in their book. They will now use those reflections we saw in their book to better our omonala, to better our spirituality. How do you think that would have influenced us positively or negatively now? That is my first question. Then another thing I want to say that I want to let me just worship that this Arochukwu they were talking that our leader Mazi has been talking about is also in the scripture. So I rest my case here.
Thank you, brother.
Others can call him.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. I love that. Our sister is also going to touch on that. I know our sister, please be taking note so that when I bring you in, you check out everything at the same time as a summary. Our brother is asking a very good question, and I wouldn't want to overflog it. I know I can give my own stand, but I don't want to waste time because of time factor. Our sister is going to deal with that. Our brother is asking us how it would have been had it been these people didn't even brought us anything. I know it will be on our own way, and that is why we told many of you they destroyed us. That's your own way now. You can't even begin to imagine it because they destroyed it. They destroyed it. They destroyed it. It would have been our own way. Just like many of us using our own, applying our own mode of life in our educational system, learning physics, learning chemistry with our language, and at the same time with what we see around us. Things will be I don't know how we will become. Maybe people will be coming to us to be, emulating our lifestyle. Imagine we are learning physics, learning chemistry with foreign language, and we are making an impact. Telling them, even some of us are their lecturers in their schools. If you go to America today, you see Biafrans are lecturers in various European universities. I wouldn't want to overflog issues. Like our brother said, let me call a pastor. He will be surprised that I'm calling him. And that's how we do. I saw you. You said you are what is it? You said you are. Let me call you. Let me call you. You are a clergy in charge by Foursquare Gospel Church. I'm going to call 2 pastors today. I will go to you people. We are not run away from debate. That's why we know Biafrans. I'm going to call you now. I hope I can be able to. Or do you lock your this thing? Let me call you. If you know you're a pastor, you're also watching me, can give us a call. Basically, you can convince us. I want to go a comment section. You are bringing division. Many of you always go with all emotion, always into this our brother. Let me look for you here. This is our brother. Let me look for you here. I'm supposed to get you here so that I can call you. Any day my pastor, need a Reverend Father. Any day my pastor. I don't want to embarrass others because before I call them, they should know that I'm calling them. This one I told you that I will call you. I don't know why there's no calling button here. I want to surprise him. He will say, "Wow, these people are not even afraid of calling us." But we only go to their comment section, we ramble. If you know you have a contrary opinion, please. This time around, we are begging. We are begging many of you to call, please. We beg all of you in the name of Chukwu Kabiam. Let me look for this man. Now is the time. Let me see whether I will see you here. I responded to you and I promised that I will call you during my program. Our brother say, okay, not this one, not you. Let me go to you here. And I'm going to there on the comment section in Abalaga. Let me see if I can get this our brother. About the body. Let me play this UCMF4 and our leader before I'm not like about the board. About question are very lively. Let me allow this interaction between our leader and UCMF4 to go on.
In a wood or as a sculptor, you can as well draw it. When you draw it, we agree that half cross is I believe that cross is a graven image. Yes. And I am telling you that not every cross is a graven image. Some crosses are which
Uche, stop dancing around. If you see a cross, hang on a second. If you see a cross and you draw it on a piece of paper, you hold a piece of paper as a drawing.
It's a cross.
Thank you.
It's a cross.
Simple.
There's no point distinguishing whether it is a graven image or it is a likeness of cross. A cross is a cross.
Thank you.
Whether graven or not, whether it is drawn, it's a cross.
Thank you.
There is no point asking.
Thank you. Hold it there so we agree. A cross is a cross. Then we move to the next one. And I will tell you, hang on now. I'll tell you what God said. I'm coming. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image to take care of those that constructed their own. And those, according to you, that drew theirs on a piece of paper, God said something about them as well. He says, or any likeness of anything, likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. I'm coming. Hold on.
Look at it.
Oh my God. Uche, hold on. Uche, hold on, please.
I do what God has said.
Good. I am coming. Now, this is the crucible of the matter. This is what God said. Thou shalt not bow down thyself before them. What do you understand as that?
As simple as ABC.
What does it mean, please, in your own language?
What do you mean?
In your own understanding.
These are rhetorical questions.
I
have told you that I do not have any question about the commandments of God. It is as clear as ABC. So asking me,
I will ask you again. The reason why I'm cross-examining you is that you understand that the arguments or the points you are putting across is correct. You know that what I'm preaching is correct. I am preaching the word of God. I am saying
you are not. This is not what you should be doing.
Okay.
I'm calling him now. I'm calling him. All right, Pastor. Pick your call now. If you can't pick your call, I'll block you. I don't like people that come to my comment section and show themselves and they can't hold on. I told him I will call you. He said yes. You're not picking. I try again for the last time. To this internet now, I think is back. This our brother is not picking on the comment section. Having heard look at how you people are creating division among us. But taken at their platform, they have never shared anything about Mazi Methuselah of Biafra. Let's continue listening to this conversation.
You are not grounded in the word of God.
But I've given it to you now. You said I'm not grounded.
What you are doing is forcing people to believe in what you believe in.
Which is what? What do I believe in? What do I believe in?
You believe everything you are saying.
What is it? I can calculate what you are believing. What do I believe in?
They believe, let me put it this way. They believe in Chukwu Abiyama, yes. I believe in him. But there are also those who do not believe in that. Those people should not be forced to believe in Chukwu Abiyama.
Can you now begin to see the problem we're having this trouble? That's the Christian. They will change the narrative. Are we forcing anybody to believe in us? What we're telling to you people is that stop destroying our own rule of life. Period. But they turn it around to get sympathy. That's what they do. I don't need to begin to force my way into this man. I told you that I'm going to send you a link. I have sent you a link as a pastor. We agreed that today we are going to, that's why, because of himself, I even bring the time to be finished so that by that time they're finished with their church. And now that he's nowhere to be found. This is the argument between Uchemefo and our leader.
It's as simple as that. It's very clear. And it's a war you cannot win.
We will win it.
We will win it.
We will win this war. Or else there is no God. We will win this war. On the truth we stand, and on the truth we shall die. If we are not going to change.
You can't change what you believe in.
No, I believe in God. I've given it to you here, black and white.
Walk. Okay, we'll see.
You can't walk.
We'll see. He can walk. Biafra without God is dead. I will not be that Biafra. Every Biafra believe in God. Then be truthful with God. You driving in the truth of everybody. I must be so. What you believe in is uncalled for. It is not uncalled for. Those who are satanic may be against it. Those who are of the devil may be against it. What is Biafra is the sorry? What is the decision of Satan? Who are you? Listen, I'm coming. You who are preaching this, who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you? Nnamdi Kanu. Yes, so you believe you are Nnamdi Kanu. Other people are whom they are. Yes. The issue of condemning Christianity, I condemn them based on what God said. Democracy. That's what God said. This is diversion of attention. It's not. Whether you believe in Eke, whether you believe in Obuku, whether you believe in anything, it does not matter. It does matter to me. Religion must be observed. There will be freedom of religion. And making people to believe in what you think is the right thing. Allow people freedom. Listen, this is the mistake that black people make all the time, African people, and I will correct you by giving you a white. Hang on, I'm a black person, I have read that now, because I do what the book says I should do. I don't believe in theory. I'm coming, let me get own perspective. Of course, and I've proven it over the years. I will give you an example. I will give you a final example that the world may understand what we are doing here. I'm sure you've heard of the country called United States of America. Yes? Go ahead. I know United States of America. Do they have freedom in America or not? Freedom of religion. Alright? Do they have freedom?
Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't want to go on this. Our sister, you can see that since I said opposition is people I needed, they were nowhere to be found. That's the problem I have with them. They don't confront issues. They run away from questions. They run away from interaction. They only have power to blackmail. That's their job. Blackmail people, turn everything around, just like what they're discussing now. The same thing now which MF4 was doing then. Going around and telling people, must you force us? Why are you telling to force us? But the Onyendu said there will be freedom of worship in our land. You can't tell us that you have to chase us away. They will leave the subject matter. That is their job. That's their job. And this is the reason why we said we hate the doctrine. Some of you are telling us, Mazi, can you begin to leave this Christianity and begin to go to that individuals that are doing this thing? Individual is not the problem. The doctrine, something wrong with the doctrine. What is going on in let me tell you why the doctrine is the problem, not the individual. What is going on, the fraud that is going on in Nigeria is going on in Cameroon, is going on in Ghana, is going on in every African countries that they are predominantly Christians. Can't you hear pastors duping people from different places? It is because the version of they brought to them is the platform. It gives the opportunity to defraud people. That's why they are now doing bill to pass bill. Indirectly, they are going to use it to achieve their aim. Now, look at the problem, the reason why we are not comfortable with Christianity in this struggle. Let me show you the reason why. This is the mentality they have. Something will happen to them. They will not face that in squarely. They begin to put the failure on our ancestors. They can't even confront issues. They will tell you it is because of what our forefathers committed. Please forgive us. If because of the sins of our ancestors, please, Chukwugaba, forgive us. They will not go to fight. They will not go to revenge and attack on them. They put it on our ancestors. It is called dehumanizing our ancestors. So that's why you see us. We don't want them. They can insist if you don't want to practice pure religion, pure Christianity. Christianity is not how to go anywhere. It is brotherhood. They fight to help each other. That's what the Christianity is. Are they doing it? The answer is no. Are they not praying? Yes, they are praying. Are they being their brother's keeper? No. What are you using to? They use it to defraud our people. And that's why we said we have to erase it and then give them platform. The reason why many of you are relevant is because Biafra is not yet. Yeah, they knew not. There's a freedom of worship, there's a freedom of speech, yes. Yes. But the law of the land say, only let me operate this way. And you would have asked me, Methuselah, since you know these things, why not wait? When Biafra come, you cannot do it in this way. No, you can't get Biafra with this mindset you're going to watch now. It's not possible. Now look at this man. Many of you must have seen it. I posted it yesterday also. Mazi Methuselah also.
That I see.
Look here. This man you are seeing here now is a man that Fulani herdsmen came to their church, destroy everything, kill the members, looted properties, and look at the reaction of the pastor.
I say on my knees,
look here.
This broken body, with this ashes,
look here.
That the Fulani terrorists have burned down many houses, many souls have died, and if it is because of sin of humanity, I say God forgive us.
Okay, honey. Okay, honey.
We have sinned against you.
Okay, honey. What did you hear? The sin of who? Let me repeat it. I didn't hear it very well. Hold on. If you listen, hold on.
I say God forgive us.
The sin of our forefathers. Sin of our forefathers.
The second time, many houses, many souls have died. And if it is because of sin of humanity, I say God forgive us. We have sinned against you. Father, the second time, as Nnamdi went into the water 7 times, I am bathing myself with this ashes. Let you judge my sin. Father, let the Spirit of the Lord rest upon us.
Now the mindset is to Biafra.
Show mercy.
Show mercy.
Show mercy.
Show mercy, Father.
On the Christian in Nigeria. Father, let the Spirit of cancer, according to Isaiah 11 verse 2. Isaiah 11 verse 2.
Isaiah 11 verse 2.
Show mercy.
Show mercy, Father.
Our life is in danger. We have nowhere to go. These ashes, Lord, with this broken body that I took me and breathing now. Let the bleeding that I do.
Amen.
Let my blood bear witness to heaven.
Amen.
Father, forgive us. Where we have sinned against us, we are confessing the sin of our fault.
Now listen. Now listen. Somebody kill you, slaughter you, destroy your church. You're not blaming yourself. Mazi, when Biafra come, this sense will be normal. How are you going to get Biafra with this sense now? Fulani came and slaughtered us. Instead of us to unite with one accord, to revenge, we came to the same place they murdered us, not blaming them, blaming our own self for the sins we have committed. Then I begin to see the problem we say is not individual, the doctrine. This thing this man is doing now, if you go to other African countries where they are Christian dominated, all the same method. Father, forgive us for the sins we committed. Isaiah chapter 2 said, you see him? So that's why we don't need them. Let me go to you. Brother, are you still there? Yeah, now, but he gave me actual more position. But to go on.
I'm not in position. I'm not the position, sir. My brother, my question is this: is like exactly what you are showing now. You understand me? This is part of our problem. This is what we. How can you are a human being. Your fellow, the other person is human being. He has 2 hands, like you. He says, this person started from his house with knife and gun, get to your own place and kill everybody that he met in your house. Now, after doing this thing, he even burnt down even the dead body, everything, and he left. The survivors of this house, they came back. They know the people that came to kill them. They know. And the next thing that these people do is just to go back to the same place that they burnt, that's in the ashes of their head, and started raising up these ashes, throwing it on their head, and is calling God, somebody, I don't know, somebody that they have not seen before. God, they not just talk about God. Both of us have not seen God before.
I know.
It's just this person saw somebody, his fellow human being did something to him, and he's now calling God that he has never seen before. to come down and fight for him and also forgive him. I don't know. Is it your forgive his crime? Is it his own particular sin that brings this Fulani, the terrorists to come and kill them? Is this their, but I thought that they say that Jesus has washed away their sins now. Jesus has washed away. So which of the sins are these people suffering now? Which of the sins are they suffering from now? After Jesus has washed away the sins, he has carried away the sins and burdens. We are suffering today out of poverty, sickness, that is, and still suffering for the calamity of terrorists, even in the church. My brother, do you know that if not for the acceptance of religion, Christianity in our land, we will never have any problem with Islam today?
I know.
All these people. Do you know that they will never have Igbo people as one of their core hard enemy?
I know.
Do you know the lead to Sparta Igbo race? Do you know that if not for the Christianity, these people will never come close to us in terms of killing us for one reason or the other? It would have been a different case that they are forcing to combat our people.
I know.
We'll be fighting it.
I know.
But this one, they have a very big chance to beat Igbo people just because they get Christian. They say they are Christian. One of the people that brought this Christianity that the Igbo people, our people, Biafra people, wholeheartedly received. The people that received this Christianity are dying today, but the people that brought this Christianity to them went back and supported the people that never received this Christianity from them and killing the people that received it.
I know, brother. Brother, you are already enlightened. I ain't you are already enlightened. I know you are one of us. Let us just leave it there. I thank you for holding on. You have been holding on for me. Yeah, I know you have been holding on for me. Yes.
Some of the people that say they want to restore the ancestral pride and dignity of our forefathers, they are the same people because of the white man foreign religion in our ancestors' land. They are now still abusing our ancestors, even at today, even in the struggle of restoring the same ancestral pride. So I'm asking myself, if this morning I've been fighting on social media with even the same people using the same profile with me and you, immediately some want to change their name to religion is a division of
all done speak, brother. All done, we have already tracked it. We have already tracked it. Of 15 different Facebook accounts he created, 15
Thank you. I'm dealing with that, brother. Go to Amaranze's post that he made some days ago and see what these people are saying. That's what they are. That's it. You even say that Igbo people are still selling also. We are doing slave. Selling us as people. I'm still fighting with that idiot on live.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. I know you have a lot.
Let me stop.
Thank you, brother. Let me bring back our lovely sister to give us her last because our sister there's nobody. Everybody's afraid to ask you questions. I've been looking on the comment section. I think here I have 264 people as of now that are watching me here now on my own screen. Out of these people, nobody have the balls to ask you questions. Those of them, I told them if you cannot come in, if you are calling and you're finding it difficult to question our sister as an opposition, please write it here. I will call you by myself. Our sister, we don't have any battle as per to begin to muzzle power with anybody who have an argument. No, an argument, the only thing that is bothering them is emotion. I understand them. Somebody have been brainwashed for many years. They be turning around in the middle of the night. And what they are doing is what they're supposed to do. Don't expect them to release it immediately. So it's now left for we that have waking up to not to take it personal, so that I can be able to pass our message across, and that's what we are doing. I'll bring our sister. Our sister will give you roughly 15 minutes. I know if I allow you, your topic is immensely full of wisdom and knowledge. I just want you to round up. I wouldn't want to keep you holding. I know you're a very respected figure. I want you to round up so that I know that we have called it a day for today on our own side, or a night rather, so that I can be able to go and be able to prepare for tomorrow. Let me just get back to you. You can also chip in another thing you have. We have been, in other words, we have established the fact tonight with you that there's nothing beneficial to us. I mean, in terms of people that are telling us they brought education, we have established the fact that we were educated before they came. We also spiritual. I'll put it in that way, before they came. All this religious now is from the Ipob people, So, and at the same time, the thing have never done us any good, and that's why we're asking many of you to call in and tell us how they have helped us. You couldn't help us. You couldn't call in. You couldn't write here. But after the program, the Baragawana platform get there. Division. They're bringing division in this struggle. Sentiment and blackmailing. I carry the stage. No? I try another method. I capture in that area. Let me bring our sister in so that she can round up for us. I know that I'm not hanging you. I'm not keeping you hanging, our sister. You said you have a question to our sister. Don't worry, now you know that you will ask question. Our sister, go on.
Yeah, Mazi, thank you for bringing me back. I will start from the picture you just showcased to us. Very appalling, unfortunate. You know, if you listen to the petition I call prayers petition, according to that man, he was tendering to God, I hope. When he quoted Isaiah, he said that God should give the people the spirit of counsel. Very appalling. Somebody that killed you, burn down your house of worship. You are asking God for revenge at least, or direct your footsteps. You are asking for counsel. Now, again, like I said, most people that purport. Let me tell you where Muslim religion is. If I don't want to use the word, but you're going to chew me, but trust me, is more superior than Christianity.
I wrote it yesterday and they nearly killed me. I wrote it said.
Let me tell you what I mean. The use, apart from their lamageries, right? All the educated Muslims, especially those who are very philosophical, who are like the imams and all the sheikh, right? All of them have studied the Bible. They call it the man and the book. I didn't say read the Bible. They study the Bible. That is why if you want to challenge them or have argument with them as a Christian, you better be prepared. They're not going to have argument with you on their Quran. They're going to use your own Bible to impeach you.
Exactly.
Do you know why? Because they know that most Christians don't study the Bible. I had that experience when I was a Christian. They intentionally study the Bible, apart from studying their Quran. If those that claim to be Christian have not even studied the Bible, how much more studying the Quran? So how can you argue with a Muslim? It's a big problem. Now, why I raise this thing is because Christians, what they do, when they want to make argument, they just want to showcase the part that benefits them. But they don't want to engage in the total context of the argument. Let me educate that man with all due respect, the pastor. Because I think it's the pastor.
He's a pastor, yes, he's a pastor of that church.
Can you go and refresh his memory? When David was running, when King Saul was chasing him, according to the Bible, they camped in a place called Ziklag. And then he had some Philistines, he was, all these things that making David. David was a rebel. So he had a camp of rebels. He was making war with, even at the time he fought the Israelites. I'm going to cut it short. So there was one time they left their camp at Ziklag to go out maybe to find for food or whatever. By the time they came back, their camp has been robbed. All their women taken away, all their positions taken away. When David came, he cried and called unto God. He did not ask God to give the people that did this to them the spirit of counsel. He asked, first of all, he asked them to bring him his effort. The term Urim and Thummim, which is Biafra. Go and check this in the Bible. He consulted God. After consulting God, he asked God, do I go? God told him, go, you will overtake and you will recover. And he went. And he caught up with those people, killed them, recovered all their women and all their possessions. That's how it's supposed to be. God is a spirit. He cannot come down to fight for you. He can only give you wisdom, direct your footsteps. You must take the action by yourself. So that man can cry all he wants. In fact, as he's crying there, if the Boko Haram come again, he will run.
Exactly. Exactly.
And there is nothing you can do about it. That does not negate the power of God. No. Let's get this argument straight. It doesn't stop the power of whatever the concept of God is. Because he told you, go you and multiply and subdue the earth. So he didn't ask you, go and multiply and let me come down and subdue the earth for you. I didn't write the Bible. But let me go to one or two questions they were asked. But that's not why we're here. You know, that man, or like you invoke, that they're always talking about the sins of ancestors. Can we go there a little bit? Now, if people pay attention to me before, you know, that program was suspended or whatever they have done to it, I started invoking the word universal consciousness. There's a reason. When I want to talk about God, I call it universal consciousness. And there's this young man that calls on your platform. He called recently, I listened to him, I was admiring him. He's smart.
Our brother is smart. He's calling from Biafra land. He called from Biafra land.
That guy is brilliant.
I know.
First of all, God is intelligence. And when you talk about God is intelligence, I know I'm not, my field of study is not pure science. I'm more of a social scientist, okay? But let me provoke you a little bit, because I dabble into a lot of things because I love to make arguments.
For sure.
So I try to cover everything.
Okay.
You are aware of quantum mechanics, right?
Yes, I know about it, yes.
I know you laugh. You say, how do I get there? I know
about quantum physics. Yes, I did it.
Quantum physics?
Yes, I did it.
The quark, you know about the quarks, which is the latest thing now in physics. Talking about the quarks, the behavior of the quarks, the dark matters, the dark energy, an object being in multiple locations, behaving at the same time, independently. At the same time, they're there. We're talking about relativity, depends on how the viewer is doing it. I'm not going to go in there, but to let you know that I dabble into things just for my own knowledge.
Exactly.
Why did I invoke this quantum physics now? Because when you go into quarks, from quarks you get to protons. This is intelligent by itself. They are doing things that are beyond human comprehension. Now let me take you to I'm going to move away quickly to chemistry and go into biology. Now when you talk about molecular biology, you go even beyond that. You talk about the nucleus of a DNA of human being. Let's talk about the nucleotides. Now if I tell you today that the chemical compositions of the nucleotides of the DNA of human being and the chemical composition of things like the quarks and the protons are the same. Go and check it out. It's mind-blowing. So what is it? This thing is something like a revelation in a bit. I'm going to call it short. What is it telling you? Your DNA, your nucleotides, nobody gives them instructions, but they know the right time to copy themselves. And then go into transcription. Then begin to work with mitochondria. Codons begin to code, produce new cells without anybody telling them. That's pure intelligence. The same thing all these quarks, the protons are doing in the universe, producing stars, black holes, and all that, without anybody giving them instruction. What am I trying to say? Whatever you call God is the most intelligence you can ever be. If there's anything that you can understand it. So we are intelligent. We are components of intelligence. That's what human being is, because we have about 3 million cells growing. I think 3 million, 3 trillion cells growing. That's what makes up a human being. We are not solid. Each cell is an intelligence of its own. So what am I invoking? The universal consciousness. Whether we agree or not, let us go and research. That's why when we're moving into physics, double into chemistry and biology. There is something you call paradigm shift in the earth or in the world. There's a periodic time when certain things will be happening all over the globe. whether people are aware or not. For example, let's talk about these things of our ancestors, because I've had people try to invoke it. There was a time in human evolution when human sacrifices was a thing of the day. It wasn't just in Africa. It was all over the world. Human sacrifice was the order of the day. You ask yourself, how come that these people who were separated by distances, they were not communicating, they were practicing the same thing? There was a time pyramid was in vogue. At the time the Egyptians were building their pyramids, the Sudanese were building their pyramids, Southern Sudan were building the pyramids. And there were people who were built pyramids, and you had them in Mexico too. Remember, they were not in communication. But this inspiration comes to them. That's why I'm invoking the word of universal consciousness. I'm going somewhere with this. Because one of the arguments they have tried to make against our ancestors is human sacrifices. There was a time the whole humanity practiced this.
Exactly.
I'm going to set an example.
Yes, even here. You are correct, yes.
I'm telling you, it was a global, and yet they were not in so that's a consciousness that came onto them that time. Whether it was good or not, but it was a universal consciousness. That's what I'm trying to establish. And I'm going to cite an example from the Bible. Those people who are students of the Bible, they can go and check. When God encountered Abraham, when Abraham encountered God, according to the Bible, that's Genesis chapter 12. There were a series of sacrifices God advised Abraham to perform, which he did with animals and birds and blah, blah, blah. Then it came to a time, Abraham finally had the promised child, Isaac. And God told him, I want you to sacrifice this your son to me. Go and look to that story. Have anybody asked themselves the question, why was it that Abraham did not hesitate? Why was it that Abraham did not ask God? Why? Why was it Abraham did not query God? Do you know the answer? Because it was a common practice.
Yes, you are correct. I have thought about this before. You are correct.
People don't think. That was why he didn't argue. Because it was a common practice. You get the point? So, Bible says Abraham did not even question God. He took it. Because at that era, that was the highest sacrifice we offer to God. Human sacrifice, the blood of man. Which according to their Bible again, he said God offered it on the cross of Calvary. What's the difference? God offered his only son. So is God now a human sacrificer? Is God now a murderer? I am quoting the Bible. It was okay for God to sacrifice his only son. Isn't that almost a parallel story with Abraham sacrificing his only son?
Exactly.
Is it not?
Exactly.
But now they tell you that when he was about to do that, because they are now trying to change the narrative, and a lamb was given to him. Fine, let's go with the story. But the argument I'm trying to bring out here that it was a common practice then. It wasn't just my ancestors, it was not just your ancestors. Exactly the same thing that is happening now. If you pay attention, the awakening that is happening. I didn't call somebody in South Africa. This is what is happening. Ask yourself, how come that the whole of Africa is on fire now to awake? Because there's universal consciousness that have been released. That the time has come for them to wake up from their slumber. These are spiritual things people must pay attention to. So, let's say that there was a question my brother asked. Let me see how I captured it. He asked a question that if the Western civilization did not come to us, and we have continued in our way of education, what could have been? He goes back to the argument. Now I want to refresh his memory that before the Westerners came to us, we were already developed. They had nothing. They were not even where we were. So what they did by stopping us, being able to convince us that what we were doing was wrong, they took our template, went back now and developed it, it became their stepping stone to begin to do what they are doing. If we had continued in our own way, our own way of study would have gone through evolution because it's a natural thing. We would have gone through revolution and evolution. Just look at the Asian countries. Look at India. They took the white man's education, but they did not throw away their culture. That was where we missed it. They chose what would benefit them and leave the other ones and wove it into their culture and moved on. And we dropped everything
and developed their own religion as well.
Exactly. They kept their own religion. What they took was anything they could gain from the white man that could benefit them. The same thing in Asia, but in our own case, we trashed everything and then went back to square one to begin to reland. Let me tell us, if we have continued in our way, in our technology, and then infuse it with Western or any other knowledge, because in life, there is no particular culture that knows it all. Yes. Sometimes you glean, even in language, because even if you look into English language has a lot of borrowed words from French language and Italian language.
For sure.
That's how they made up English language.
For sure.
So even our own language, Igbo language, would have been enriched by now. You know, you bring in words. Just like recently now, do you know that Brazil has incorporated pele as a word in Brazilian dictionary, means something that is smart. You know, did you see this?
I know, even Ibrahimovic, that play ball, that is from Sweden. They have done it too. Yes, I'm aware.
Yeah, so that is how you build up your dictionary. So if our people have continued to build as we are doing to do with our houses, and then humanity science is coming up, things are going on, the universal consciousness is beginning to illuminate us. That's what you call the going to research. How do I make it better? Because any greatest technology started from a tiny little place, a spark. The telephone we are using today was not the phone we used even 5 years ago. We have evolved. The biggest problem is that spark which our ancestors had. They had the spark. That's what I meant by the template. But what happened that instead of them, when they came to us, allow us, maybe work with us, help us. That was why I said they came in not to educate us, but for educators to help them or to be used. If they learn to help us, they would have learned our culture and language. Exactly. And then in that case, if they think there is anything better they know how to improve, they would have helped us to improve on them. That was what happened. Maybe now we would have found out how to use the same day. You know, we cut it from this particular tree that looks like a ungo and a jabuti. Maybe we will have developed a technology where you can make it to be more resilient. Because there was a reason they used it. It keeps the house cool. Even the mud house we are living, we would have been able to rationalize it and still use the same mud, but make a better, stronger material to build houses. Always the spark is the problem. The plane you and I are riding today, go and look at when the Wright brothers started. Then when you go to ancient Egypt, you will see that they had something they were using to move. These were the things that were suppressed and told us they were not good. The cross people are using today as a symbol for Christianity, do they know where it comes from? It came from Kemet. The symbol of cross came from Kemet. That's the origin. People should go and research, which is Africa. So, I don't know when I'm answering my brother's question. The problem was we would have done better, we would have advanced just like every other culture. We wouldn't have been stuck. Because it's not the English language that will improve the quality of your mind. Your mind is processed through your brain, which is a processor. Your brain is able to process information based on the quality and capacity of your brain. And your brain is gets its quality based on the exposure, the environment, and genetic profiling. That's how it's done. Because when a child is born, you have about 3 billion neurons running in your brain trying to, 300 billion I meant to say, running in your brain trying to connect. Is the exposure that determines the quality. Just like the phone, you have iPhone, you have Android, you have this one. There are ones that have a bigger capacity of memory. There are ones that have a smaller capacity of memory. That's the brain, that's the processor. So if your brain was not wired at the time of connectivity to be able to handle some super information as it's coming from the universal consciousness, you will not be able to download them. And if genetically you're not wired for that too, you will not be able to be wired to download them. So these are things we must look into. So yes, my brother, we would have developed just like every other nation. It has nothing to do with it. There was nothing faulty about our culture. It was perfect. All it needed was building up and revolutionizing and letting it go through evolution. And we would have still be where we are today. So these are things we must understand. So our ancestors, I don't want people to continue to think that whatever they practice was done unique to us. It was universal. Again, you talk about this mother and son worship. Go back to the ways of ancestors. You see it there. In fact, that particular mother, son, father relationship, which is called the Trinity, actually started. The person that kind of made it to stand is a person called Nimrod. It's mentioned briefly in the Bible. Nimrod, when you talk about Nimrod, you're talking about Mesopotamia. And when you talk about Mesopotamia, you're talking about Africa. That's where the origin again started. So Christianity is not what came up with these three deities. No, it was an African thing. Starting from Mesopotamia, that's the much we can track it now.
Yeah, hold on. I want to object. I want to object. You know, we are here to learn. Yes. Go ahead. I think from my own understanding, unless maybe it will be, I will assume, maybe I will go and research further. I will assume maybe it is the concept of Constantinople. Maybe this is where he got his own concept, because he's the one that modernized this Trinity in one God, you know, and also talked about Jesus as God, and even sign of the cross, what he saw, you know, a kind of vision that he used to fight. They were in battle. That is why sometimes when I see what our brothers are doing in the name of Christianity, I shed tears. Because if you go to Rome, present Italy today, you see them empire upon empire. What they do is conquest, on a mission of conquest. So I have read about Constantinople, you know, validating this issue of Trinity, the one God, and at the same time this issue of Jesus is God. Unless it is where he got the concept, which is what we are preaching now, prior to his own time, which I'm going to do. Yes. And that's what I just want to point out. I
believe you have it. Either you have your smartphone or you have your laptop right there. Yes. I want you to type the concept of mother and son and father, religion, and Nimrod. He will give it to you.
The concept of
now Nimrod and Constantine, who lived for? Nimrod lived in the area of Mesopotamia. Type it now, you will see it. So that was where that's the person. You know that in the Bible, what Constantine did was he brought a lot of religious belief, their traditional religious belief, into Christianity. That was what they did. Before they made this Jesus Christ deity, whatever. Remember they discussed it.
Yes.
Before they discussed to make him a deity, that means the idea. You go and type in Nimrod, he will give it to you. Yes. You don't even have to read far. You right there. I'm sure you have your smartphone to deal with that. Yes. So even the symbol of the cross, how did he know about the cross? That's the question. This is something that the chemists were using. If you look at the staff, go and look at the staff of some of the pharaohs. You will see them handling starting. That symbol of cross, the original one, is closed in. Okay, and what it defines is fertility, that is continuity of life. It brings the male and female energy and then continue to flow down as human. That's really the meaning there. The cross, the original cross. Some of them, when I got to this understanding was even when I was at the age of 15. I was a Rosicrucian at the age of 15. I've said it before. I was a scholar, so I read a lot. I was into Ikanka, Grail messages and all that. So my journey did not start the school of thought. So that's where all these things, that's why, you know, when they want to describe it, they'll say that secret cult. There's nothing secret about that. Okay? And that is why even as a Rosicrucian, even though I have not been participant, I have not been active, at that time, if you read some of the literatures of Rosicrucian or Ikanka or Grail messages, they claim Yeshua, whom they call Jesus, as their master. because the argument that time he went to Egypt, when the parents took him to Egypt at the age of 2, he never heard about the story of Yeshua until the age of 12. But when you go to some books they call Apocrypha, like the Epistle of Thomas and Peter, they will give you an idea what was happening. But from the restitution point of view, they will tell you that time he was studying in Egypt. That was where he learned some of this thing he displayed when he came back.
Okay.
Just like that young man still argued, people like Socrates and all that, they got their information from Africa.
I know, yes.
The Greek.
Yeah,
So
I know.
Everything goes back to Africa. So just type in name Roy. If you have it, you can read it for us. You will see what I'm telling you.
Just hold on in your platform. We have a pastor in our midst, because sometimes it's good for us to have a divergence opinion so that we can be able to test our knowledge and at the same time our resolve. Just hold on. I'm not going to cut you off because this is on Facebook. Let me call him. Let me call our brother, a pastor. Let me see if I can be able to get him. Very, very important. Our brother, I'm calling you.
Gang banging going on in Africa. We got genocide going on in Africa. We got hunger going on in Africa. Not that all of Africa is struggling.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yes. Thank you for having you here. If I'm not mistaken, you are Pastor Silvanus Aban.
Yes, by His grace, sir.
May God bless you, brother. I know many of you are in the vineyard trying to do the needful and to make sure that you do what you're supposed to do for our people to face the reality. We are having issues. If you watch over, let me use the word, and Africa in general, people have been waking up to begin to ask questions. And the big issues now we are having within ourselves as we are now asking, what has this religion, which is Christianity, which I know you're a Christian, what is the benefit of Christianity in our land? And we have been asking questions, and from our own understanding, we found out that it brought us nothing. Rather, it's a disaster. So I don't know whether you have a contrary opinion. Can you tell us what Christianity has brought in our land? Do you have time to tell us?
Okay.
In Africa or Nigeria or
totally in Africa.
Well, Christianity, the religion is a personal race, and it's not a good thing. It's all about what you came to believe, what you have been taught, and how you also look at it, your own eyes. And apart from that, Christianity, as far as I know, miss it on the day they accept to answer the non-Christians, because originally the word was not supposed to be Christian, but because since we are originally now accept to be called Christians, since that day Christianity changes focus. Things are not the way it ought to be. Because Christianity, origin of Christianity did not begin in Antioch, where they called them Christians. And then the people that called us Christians, they were idol worshippers. And it's like they projected the negative spirituality they were worshipping into the reality that we came into the town with. And now the thing is affecting the whole system of Christianity. So now, those who have discovered the truth and the reality are actually walking their way perfectly way of salvation. But those who believe in the Christianity of the now and then what they have given them is still affecting them. So in one way or the other, they will not make any headway. They will not be what they're supposed to be. And that's the reason why it seems that we are wasting time in praying and fasting. Because it's actually not, there's no benefit. It's actually, there is no solution. There is no nothing. So we are just doing it now. People have now, it has become a business center completely. So most people are doing it as business for daily bread, to feed their family, take care of themselves and all that and all that. So that's just where the problem is. Until we return back to reality, there will always be problems in Christianity.
Correct. If I hear you correctly, you use the word until we return back to reality.
Yes.
Okay. Now, Thank you very much for that insight. Our sister, your voice is also coming out in case you have a contrary opinion. Let me go again to our pastor. Our pastor, a very renowned man, and if you watch the way he speaks, you know that he's telling himself the truth. He is not here to defend them. Something that brought to us that we can't even taste the origin. We are confused. Let me use that word. We are confused. But do you agree with me, Pastor, that the Christianity which we have, let us come down to Nigeria now. The Christianity we have now in our place was brought to us under conquest. It was not just peaceful. Do you agree with me, or do you have a contrary opinion?
No, you are saying the truth.
I'm saying the truth.
Yeah.
So we are killed to become Christians.
Yes, like yes, we are forced to become what we are not supposed to be.
Correct. I don't know whether I should direct Biafrans to start coming to your church, because you are speaking the what? Do you preach this in your pulpit?
Of course, I am bold enough to say the truth. So it's not left for the hearers to make their choice.
The people I want to know, I don't know whether it is in your own interest to give us the name of your church. People are asking that this is not normal for people to be speaking in this way. A pastor in Nigeria is speaking in this way. You know, people they say, I love this man so much. Yes, you have to love him, because I am on live program. Sorry, I don't know whether I didn't tell you. People, we are listening to you. A lot of Biafrans, this is a Biafran program. People are listening to you from different parts of the world, in America, Asia, Australia. They are listening to you, and they are marveled with their response. At least for you to come out here without trying to lie us, try to cover up in order to justify what was brought to us without our knowledge. And now we have understood these things. Now, what do you think is the way forward to make sure we return back to that time we were before this people came? Is there any movement or anything, any effort, being done by people like you and others that can begin to preach to our people to make sure that we return back to our own way and begin to harness things with our own self?
Well, the truth is that, like I said before, since this thing has become a pure business, and there are many people that are making millions out of it, it will be a little bit difficult for them to change to reality. But the truth is that the only thing that I see that what we need to do is everybody to, like I've said before to many pastors, that if there is a way we can close every church and let's start everything afresh, it will be better. Because as long as we believe, because I keep telling you, I said, can't you see that the more we have churches, the more sin multiply, the more wickedness multiply, the more evil increase in the land. So the thing here is that we need to know where do we miss it. Then we now from there know how do we return back to where we're supposed to be. So, but the problem is that we have many proud people behind the pulpits that they will never drop the lies they have once told, so that people will not see that, so pastor, you didn't really see or hear well. So this is the problem, the pride of man, the lust of the flesh. How will people see me? What would they think of me if I come out today to say, no, what I was saying before is not true? This is where we have problems. So a lot of people have made up their mind that they will go to hell with all the people they claim is their followers. So they have made up their mind. To them, they have made merchandise of these people. So the only thing is that my prayer is that everyone that they have lied to will be liberated by the truth in some day before the rapture.
Wow. Thank you very much, our lovely pastor. Our sister, do you have a question to our pastor? Because it's still, I think your voice is coming out.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, he can hear you.
Yeah, I want to throw my utmost respect to that pastor, Reverend, however he addresses himself, seriously, sincerely. Now, because what he just established is one of, part of the truth. Again, if I had to talk to him, I would like to know his church. If I travel to Nigeria, I would like to visit him. and had a serious discussion with him. Now, why am I saying this? What advice I can give him is one of the things he can be doing or he can advise others to do, because like behavioral land is difficult to unlearn. And then when it comes to something of belief, which is what I call things of the heart, emotions, it's difficult to change mind. But if he can introduce a way where he not only is he going to be preaching to them, he's going to be giving them the history, the backdrop, how we came to this and who we were. So that, like he said, people can make their decision. Again, I'm not against any particular religion, but let's even look at why he looks at the Muslim. You know, Muslim is domineering now, is the fastest growing religion in the world. Do you know why? Because when the Muslim religion comes to you, they don't ask you to really drop your culture. They don't. They allow you to still maintain your culture, but incorporate it with their Arab culture. That is why people accept it faster. If that is why you don't see this kind of fight we are having with religion in all the places colonized. You mentioned them, colonized by the British. Compare them with those colonized with Muslim countries. Or when you have Muslim countries, I'm going to say, Muslim as their major religion, they may have their differences, but because they allow the indigenous people to kind of carry along their own culture, with this new culture they are bringing to them, the name of Muslim, that is why we will accept them and be able to practice both. And in that case, we will understand that this new influx is just religion. It's not asking me to trust my ancestors, it's not asking me to trust my own belief. It recognizes my person. It recognizes my way of life. But it just is trying to tell me that this is a cleaner way. It's not for me to believe it or not. That's what should have been done with Christianity. When the problem is they came and told us everything about us was dark. They were all dark, except their own version. That's the biggest problem. That's what I can tell this brother that just spoke. That's the problem. So I hope that he hears me and continue with this trend, educating them that they must tell the truth. You cannot hide the truth. And the most painful thing, like I said, I was into church big time. Even though if you ask my family, they will tell you all of them prayed for me because I was the last to came in and I was the first to jump out. And all of them now are beginning to try to follow me. Because I'm beginning to open their eyes, because you can't speak of something you don't know until you get inside and figure it out.
Exactly.
The reason why I came out is because I'm telling you, my brother, I don't mean any offense to anybody. Even look at what is happening in our fight now. People that call themselves, especially these so-called born again, they are habitual and perpetual liars. They have no moral standard. God has not asked you to lie for him. If God says I'm going to do this, that universal contract, he's going to do that. He doesn't need you to make it up for him. Why are you lying that you think you're protecting God? Is he weak? He can't take care of him. Whatever that deity is. An example is this. God never asked them to celebrate Christmas. It's not in their Bible. He never asked them to celebrate Easter. It's not in their Bible. But every day they're running around. Who asked them to do that? They tell you that Jesus Christ died on Friday and woke up on Sunday. And meanwhile that Jesus Christ is supposed to be in the tomb for 3 days. Does that give you 3 days? Now God does not know how to count. This is the universal consciousness that even gave me brain. Because he did not die on Friday. Even in their story, in that Bible, go to the book of Deuteronomy. Go to the book of Leviticus. You will see where this thing starts. It's called the Passover. Jesus Christ, and that particular, I'm going to chip into that and come to somewhere now. That when instruction was given to Moses, it was supposed to be celebrated on the 10th day of the 7th month. The atonement day. So, how do you identify that particular day? You pick it up through the setting of the moon. We are going back to nature again. We are going back to the way of ancestors. Every time they celebrate Easter, I want them to know that that day was picked up through the setting of the moon. Till tomorrow, they can go and ask their pastor. They will tell them what I'm telling them is not a lie. So now it's called a high Sabbath. That particular day is called high Sabbath. You have different kinds of Sabbath. That one is done once a year. That is the only day the high priest will go into the Holy of Holies and make sacrifices and make atonement for the people and for himself. That is why they qualify Yeshua as a high priest. So now, That day could fall on Wednesday, just like my birthday can fall on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of every year. It doesn't have to be on a Friday. And you find this argument if you read the 4 Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. When I was in church, that was when this message came to me. I took it to the pastor where I was worshiping, Pastor Briggs, an American. He agreed with me because I showed it to him as it was revealed to me. You will see the coronation. Yeshua, according to them, must have died on a Wednesday of that year. Because he went through the 2 Sabbaths, the low Sabbath and high Sabbath, to fulfill what they believe. But I'm not teaching that now. I've taught it somewhere.
Exactly what I was saying.
He could have died on a Friday. So that's what I'm saying. Why are they lying? If God says he's going to be there for 3 days, give it the 3 days. Don't make it feel your narrative because you want to bring the same culture, indigenous religion you don't want to talk about. Because what they celebrate that day is called the god of fertility.
I know. I know.
Christmas they're celebrating Zeus. So why are they lying to people?
I don't get it.
If you ask the Reverend Father, they will tell you it is true. What I'm telling you, I'm not making it up. Ask your Reverend Father or ask your Reverend whatever, they will tell you that it's true. That these 2 celebrations have nothing to do. So why are you doing it? For whom? You know? So but let me go back to our discussion. So I just wanted to appreciate our brother, our minister. So again, people talk about one of the things some people argue is that religion, they are talking about religion, but God is a spirit anyway. The book of John will tell in John chapter 4, I believe verse 6 will say, or 24, says, God is a spirit. And because of that, those who worship God must, it's a must. That's the qualifier there. Worship Him in truth and spirit. So, our ancestors worship God through spiritual means, not religious means. There are 2 things. Just like I tried to establish. Yes, our ancestors probably they had deities, images. But can anybody tell me or show me where they found or saw our ancestors living before Abara? Now, they will just take a kolanot or whatever. In fact, they will spit on the Abara. But in this case, the religion they brought us, somebody will see a bag of cement, kneel there and be begging a non-living entity to save them.
Look at our sister.
Our ancestors did not worship any image.
I know.
They may have them, which the white man came and stole from us, as they said they were not good, and took them to Vatican. Yeah, but the ancestors never worshipped those images.
Look at our sister. I think yes. Let me see what our pastor is here. Pastor, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes. Our wish. I think I don't know whether it's possible. We wouldn't mind buying fuel to your generator because I know in Nigeria there's no light. Maybe I would want to have you again some other time to interact with you. Even people have been beginning to tell that this is not a pastor because they were marveled by your statement and at the same time concealing what is true. Because sometimes what they used to know a typical let me use the word Nigerian pastor is all about to lie to eat. So some of them are beginning to, some of the Christians that are here that don't want to accept the reality, they say them. Yes.
The Nigerian pastors and the Christians in general, they will always lie. They will always lie. And then because their beginning is a lie. They call themselves Christians. They call because there was no way our Savior was called Christ or Jesus when He came to the earth. So, and then because of that, they will always lie. And then they lie also the issue of them celebrating Christmas, like my sister said, celebrating Easter, because these things are occultic, diabolic, completely diabolic. And then they actually decided to inculcate this thing into their satanic religion just because they need more members that will contribute money for them to eat. Their problem is their stomach, is not salvation. And this is where we have, so they always lie to make sure that they fill their stomach. That is just the truth there.
Let me ask you, our brother, are you afraid to appear before the camera to speak? I know what I'm asking.
Well, I'm not that I'm afraid. I'm not afraid, but my bishop, the one that trained me.
I know. I know that's why I know that something was wrong. But I have a reverend sister too that I've converted. She's believing in my preaching, but she don't want to expose herself to the public because what you just with time. I understand you, but nevertheless, I will.
But I can tell you the name of our church. That one is not a problem.
Okay, what is the name of the church? I saw. Is here already now? Is he already?
Yeah, I don't know what you saw, but the church I am is the Holy Ghost World Mission. The headquarters is in Abuja.
Holy Ghost what, sir?
A Holy Ghost World Mission.
Okay, sir. Now, aha carry 4 Gospel Church Mission.
the Holy Ghost World Mission.
Holy Ghost
Yes, Holy Ghost.
Because you are from coastal region, Pastor Sivan.
I'm from Nigeria. I'm in Nigeria.
So you're in Nigeria. I know. Okay, you're in Nigeria. Okay, let me leave it like that. Will you agree to come on the next time to begin to follow us at least to learn from one another? Because I think you are very, very outspoken. It will be nice to have you some other time. I can let you know.
There's no problem, sir, because I am out for truth.
Okay.
And it is only the truth that can make us free.
Okay, sir. No problem. Thank you very much. Our sister, our brother, I have to descend because Methuselah has stayed more than 3 hours here today, but I want to appreciate you for picking my call. Thank you very much, and remember, bless our pastor. I will contact you. I'll get back to you, our pastor.
You're welcome.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Yes.
I want to encourage him to stay strong. Truth is always, even according to the Bible, it says narrow is the path that leads to righteousness, but wide is the path that leads to destruction.
Exactly.
So the journey he's embarked, and the journey we, people like me and you, are embarking, is difficult because people already have been brainwashed, and what is tingling to their ears is what they want to listen to. The truth, the only thing I can tell him is that let him stay the course. At the fullness of time, no matter how much or how long you bury truth, it will be exhumed as the truth. The truth must come out. I didn't write the book, just like my brother did not write the Bible. I'm just listing what is in the Bible. So how could this man be telling a lie when he's telling you the truth? Can they find a section in the Bible from Genesis to Revelation where you hear the word Christmas? It's never there. Or even something that they lose to that act. Can they find a scripture in the Bible from Genesis to Revelation where you hear the word called Esther? Easter, I meant to say. You can only see Esther, which is a name, because these things are historic, and even the religious people, the pastors, the reverend fathers would tell. Before I did this, I asked questions. I confronted pastors, and they confronted me, because let me tell you, I broadcasted. I tell people, when they make all these posts about broadcasting, I have been in broadcasting. Type my name, Marian T. Ida. The person that gave me the platform was a Haitian man. He was a pastor with 7 days of Sabbath, 7 days Adventist. Okay, some of the teachings I did on his platform. That's when I was moving from Christianity. I've already left Christianity. I would say what I call Torah. I was on the Old Testament. That was what I was teaching that time. Trying to use the Old Testament to counteract some of the Pharisees in the New Testament before I finally came out. Some of the teachings I will give, he will go back and ask his pastor, the senior pastor. He was the junior pastor, and he will come back and tell me, Maranti Hyder, you are right. I said, I am not lying. I've made my researches. So the truth will stand. These people know the truth, but for some reason, just like our brother said, because of their stomach or because of ego, they don't want to tell the people the truth, which is a bigger sin. If you ask me, that's what I wanted to bring.
Thank you, our sister. Methuselah, I want to thank all of you. Our sister, people are begging me to be bringing you often to begin to educate them, and I hope you also have that time to come out, even if it's once in 2 weeks or even once in a week. We're going to discuss that. The truth must stand. We are not going to shy away from speaking up. we are not going to be too carried away with emotion not to speak of what is going on. People want to hear from you. I know they try to close you from the other side. We are here to make sure we continue doing our job. People are greeting you because Methuselah is about to descend. I want to thank you immensely for your contribution tonight. In fact, I also stand and I learned a lot from you. Also our brother that just called. That is why we need to interact with one another without having any personal gain or maybe begin to say you want to win. We don't win in this platform. You argue to learn at the same time to take correction. So thank you, our lovely sister. And I think let me give you yes, let me give you 2 minutes to just closing remark before I go.
Yes. Thank you, Mazi. I must start from you. Thank you so much. I count it a privilege. And again, I'm going to invoke the leadership, my utmost respect, starting from Muhammadike 1, as we eagerly waiting for his coming out. Trust me, he's at the door. The gate of bars and doors of iron have been broken in the spiritual realm. We are ready somewhere. I cannot be able to tell you exactly the day that marvelous exit will be in the physical realm, but spiritually, Mazi is out. Write it down. You remember my words. So I'm excited as I wait eagerly and gingerly for his coming out. So I appreciate you all, my brothers and sisters that listen to my voice today. I do not take pride in it. And whatever you have received from me, I challenge you to go and do your researches. Anywhere you find me contradictory, please do not hesitate to bring it up anywhere you hear my voice or when I come out in the next program, so that you can educate me or re-inform me, because no one has absolute hold when it comes to knowledge or learning. It's a constant thing. A wise person continues to learn until the day the breath of life is taken out of you. That's wisdom right there. So I appreciate all of you. I thank you all, and I wish you all well. If I'm invited to come and speak on things, because this is something that I've been doing for years, I didn't come to IPOB for any particular personal gain. I came in to give what I can, in any way, no matter how little, which I believe from my point of view is the truth. And if I stand corrected, if my truth is, can be corrected. That's one thing I want to pass with you guys today. And another thing I would like to pass with you guys is, you see all the rumors and innuendos that are going out, people invoking my name, they don't know me. I don't like to speak about myself. I like people to explore me and find out who I am, because you know what? Nobody can define me except myself. I know myself. I want you guys, as you live today, to know that everything that have been thrown against me, they are all fallacies and lies, and at the fullness of time is the essence of truth. And I will rejoice with you as you guys will be proud of me. I am as clean as a whistle. God bless you all as you enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Thank you. Thank you, our sister. Our lovely sister have see how this program ended today. A lot are calling, but Methuselah have to go and sleep. Methuselah, according to how they schedule us, go and come back, and they take it in form of payment of other things. We must continue speaking. These are the reasons why we're speaking. Look at DJ.
Is that tight on 10%? But I
want you to things you've just listened to now. Both our brother just called and our sister. Just are you not going to be annoyed?
All the response I will have. I want to reply this coward that called himself that the freeze with freezer brain and freeze head. You put me on your page and said I should show in the Bible what exactly is collected tithe. I can see that word tithe is confusing you. It's really paining you. Let me show you something. Acts chapter 2. The Bible said the apostles gave all.
They gave all.
I'm even changing my statement now. I'm telling people that they should give liberally without a figure attached to it. People should give God sparingly. Is it not the Bible that said the apostles gave all? The first pastors. In Acts chapter 4, God wasn't angry with Ananias and Sapphira bringing parts. So what do you have to say? Should we tell members to bring all? Is it not the Bible that said it? Insult me. If you insult me, I will insult hell out of you. Because I don't know somebody. You don't have the moral rights to come and insult me. You live in glass house, never throw stones. I will come for you if you come for me. Do you know that if the Bible was to be written in this economy, they will not include 10%? Those who still give 10% are baby Christians.
Baby.
I will bless God as He blessed me.
Those who give 10% are baby Jesus, baby Christian. Do you see how wicked they are? He said, if they wrote Bible in this present condition, no job, no medical care, no good health. People are dying in their numbers, frustration, hunger. That if in this situation that they wrote Bible, they would have said, bring all. Do you see why we are talking? Now, you say, Mazi, you people should leave this now. When Biafra come, and they preach this thing, them to vomit in them. One day, how can make this struggle? From their bedroom. Hey, Biafra. Now, all these people talking about religion, it must stop now. Instruction has been given. Let us focus. I can't dabble into the gossip now. I said, let me continue with what I'm doing. I have to leave all of you about it. And this guy now you are seeing now bought a brand new car for the small daughter that just had birthday last month or so, or last week. Here on the media world of share their program. I share to have some stop you go to religion. The good thing we are the small boy, the very good day here only care Osaka toilet. The queer in different types of brand new car. Jesus was really.
I give 70%. Sometimes I didn't give God all. So I choose to give God 70%. And I use it to practice what Christ said in the church. Charity. In our church, you know how many people I pay their school fees? Do you know how many widows I take care of? Do you know how many students I feed?
Anna, where the more you look, the idiotic you become. That's why they do it in social media. They go and say, I want to do something. I bring camera, show me. So that people will not say we are embezzling money. Let us carry a bag of rice. Go and begin to give people. People total. People pay you like 1 million. You from there carry 1,000. Go and buy a bag of rice, share people and put it on camera. But when the people were giving you that donation that is in secret, inside envelope, you never show us. But at the time you want to buy them bag of rice, small pure water, you say, nah, this charity, this man is trying to only do tabo Gobi. Only one day so let just leave it. I want to thank all of you that are here. I want you to remember bless. I want you to remember those of you that couldn't call in. I'm sorry. Today I want to coach today. We must make sure we get it right. Biafra is our religion. I have no religion. Biafra is my religion. We are going to come. This is our brother that I just called. It's our brother from coastal region. They are hiding in Kukuejo somehow. Let me know go on stereotype. All of us are one people. Church must get regulated the way they do church in our land. That's why we are here. Anybody that don't want to obey and begin to confront issues, so I'm going to leave this thing here. In the next 2 minutes, this is going to come to an end. I see. Let me recognize some of you that are here. Let me recognize you. I see Hajinu Sumadok, I agree to. Ferdinand Faith, I see all of you. Mazi Ekunike Obin, I agree to you. I see our brother Nweke from Italy. Onyama, please. I'm sorry for not have hacking to the message you are trying to come and say you want to offload something. Please, very, very sorry. Today is a very, very tight one at that. I never knew that it's going to last so long. Even someone apologized and someone pleaded with me that please I should make it a little bit concise so that them at home can download it and watch it, because when it's too lengthy, you know what they're passing through at home. Listen at you, I agree to you. I see all of you. Mazi Methuselah, brother guy be like someone. Our brother, I see Chibike, Nnamdi, I see all of you. Jimmy Uche, I see you. Nordic Elijah, I greet you, brother. I greet you. I see Akujo Bioluchuku, our brother. Kema Michael Wisdom, yes, this is our brother, our sister is talking about. I see Okenye Tochuku, I see Chibo as a Etiopia. One Bravo Etiopia, one on your job, Baba. Mazi Methuselah, I greet you. I want to begin to descend. The radical himself. Radical, I greet you. Livingstone, Peter Livingstone. Radical, so when I give it to why no, they brainwash it too much. I'm a tempo really high. You're gonna a little too small. Not why because EGK push your hand, you can have water. Haparake again. Oh, why? Small. Put and go back, you watch. You put and go back, you watch. You make other things. So that's how we'll be doing it. Mazi, I see Cheka, I see Amy South, Chukwemeka, I see all of you. Hajinus, I see you. Our brother Livingstone, I greet you. And Philip Solar Flash, one Ahabra, first time to see you in my platform. Jimmy Uche, I greet you. Ungerem David, Mazi Tochuku, one of us. Mazi Tochuku, tempo de high. No, Uchenna, I greet you. Obi Manu, I see you. Jude Matthew, I greet you, brother. Raphael, Ekenedri Chuku, Ekenedri Chuku. Agason, Elare. May you please give that our sister your platform to educate us more. I will do that. I know a lot of you are yearning to that. Ikechukwemeka, IPOB, Oji River. I told you to call me. Maybe it's tomorrow. It's late now. There's something you wrote in Facebook to tell that my brain are working. I have a retentive memory. You told me I should reply you. I don't reply on Facebook. You can always call me on WhatsApp. You have my number. You have my number. Just do that tomorrow. Now it's too late. Igwemeka Victor, our brother. Our brother, I don't know how you are feeling now. Igwemeka Victor, I see you. Kim Don, I hug you, our sister. I hug you very much. I hug you. We so much love you from here. Gideon Izuchuku, Ogonna, Umeji Ego. I have to go. Brother. Those of you that may not call your name, you are well recognized. I'm very, very local and loyal before all of you. Gina, I come back. What will I again? I greet our sister. Mazi Ikuniko Binna, one of us. Livingstone, Peter Livingstone. Signifier, but the camera Livingstone, Peter Livingstone. One hello, dear. But nevertheless, we know that it's Facebook just for the sake of us to disseminate information. Even Methuselah one name is a Kogonaham. I ain't no. Our Haiti, it is Ozioma Chineke. So that when you want to gossip with my name, gig about somebody. Look at what Methuselah one name is preaching. Please, which name is that? What did he say? Mazi Methuselah, just like a Nigerian government will report me in newspaper. Mazi Methuselah one name is we know what we are doing, our brothers. We know what we are doing. Lawrence Chukuma Onyoka Eze Agoba, I greet you. Gideon is to agree to King's property. King the property. I hope you now one of them are our brothers property in Iguacha. Abandoned property walk we saw. Kitty and I benefit in the abandoned property. I'm just joking, brother. Keep being a bright. I greet you. Respect. Let's go with our leader. 2 minutes to come to an end.
Every blessed day the sun must rise in the heaven. It doesn't matter the earthquake, it is snowing, it is typhoon, it is tornado, the sun must rise. You may not see it.
The sun must rise one day.
It doesn't change. That's something that mankind must learn. The white man brought us rubbish. Mixed together, they don't believe in themselves.
What did you hear?
What did
you hear? He said they brought us rubbish. When you see they brought us rubbish, you can into it.
Generation to generation. From eternity to eternity, every blessed day the sun must rise in the heaven. It doesn't matter the earthquake, it is snowing, it is typhoon, it is tornado, the sun must rise. You may not see it come along after every blessed day. It doesn't change. That's something that mankind must learn. The white man brought us rubbish. Mixed together, they don't believe in themselves. The coincidence.
Right.
And the Biafra, those who have their own experience of their own religious freedom fighting. While we are of the opinion that we can tend towards the Eritrea experience while we are getting ready to learn from the South Sudan experience. Which one now are you proposing to us that you should turn towards more of at the particular stage? Thank you. We are heading towards the Biafran model, not a region, not South Sudan. Our aim is very unique, and I'll explain in a short while. But according to this divided house issue.
Divided house, religion.
The thing about it is that we're afraid of the truth.
I'm sorry that I didn't start it from the beginning. The guy asked him, let us drop this issue of religion. Let me start it from there, but it's too late here.
To get us all to that cohesive strength that we are looking for, to move on and forge on and fight for the
restoration of Biafra.
We should for now vote about the religious aspects of this gospel.
Forget religion, yeah.
Or else we will not get the cohesiveness, the intimacy, the strength that we are looking for. There is a situation whereby some people on the Facebook will be criticizing and condemning. They will give me an example. Yeah, for example, I'm a Christian and I believe in Jesus Christ. And what the Bible said, to the extent of my knowledge and understanding. But the way some members of our faith condemn those that of strong Christian religious beliefs is condemnable for now. So we fear that maybe if we get Biafra, I will not be allowed to practice my religion the way I ought to.
Occasionally, religion is more important. The Christian is more important than his freedom. He says he's afraid. How hand them again now? You know, Christianity, they build up on, you don't marry them. They have already started thinking that if Biafra come, we will not allow them to practice it. In other words, they can't work for the restoration of Biafra. So I solved this problem long time ago. I'm not going to be able to do this time around. No world, don't let us speak. And you killed this issue. Yeah, 2014.
This year will not be the total cooperation to this fight for Biafra. So I'm of this view as a reason that if for now we can leave the religious inclination of this fight and fight first the political freedom of us kingdom, and every other thing will be added onto it. That's why when I took an oath, according to this divided house issue, the thing about it is that we're afraid of the truth is you. And without the truth, there will not be Biafra. You see, when I took an oath in Jerusalem, the oath was very simple. You will speak the truth all the time.
Regardless.
Even if it leads to your death, you must speak the truth. Without dabbling into religion, per se. My brother, what is your name? Let's shout it from there. Stand here, what is your name? What is your name? Chibuog. My goodness, who is Jesus God? I want to ask a simple question, please. Well done. My brother Chibuog, very beautiful. I guess you understand me. But do you even understand me? I don't know. But when you say Chibuog, I need the meaning of it. Give me the microphone, please.
You want it now?
What is your name so the world can hear? I am Mazi Methuselah. Okay.
Very happy. They are laughing. Everybody's laughing. Peacefully.
Is your name Jesus Lord? Is your name Jesus? We don't have a getting answer. Is your name Jesus Lord? Thank you very much. You see, thank you very much. That was all I want to find out from you. Because some people don't understand what we are doing. On the 10 minutes in 2 days' time, I will show you. 2 days, thank you very much. Listen. There's a village where we come from called Umeza. Right? We have one. Is that correct? The children of the kingdom of Azaba. The children of the kingdom of Omo simply means the children of heaven. And when you call me, I call you Martineka. That where some people will come from. My mother is from Chibu. In that same village in the day, having a chase. The king of kings. I have never heard of a village calling Jesus. Have you? told you before. I have come to fulfill the scriptures. My dear brother, where we are going to is the key of our bondage. Correct. Let me tell you something.
Hold on there. Where we are going is the key. I'm the chief from the key. Come back, this idiot and nothing like that. Yeah, what I did. Where we are going is the key of our bondage. Our preaching. Ndozo we can another department. Eba no shirika. Eba no now have a very another department and this struggle they quite hard. You can lose your friends. You can win enemies. You got one Christ and the eyes of others. How poison they will put it in your food. Women got also. Also, and they know I wish Yanom actually one now by today tomorrow. My brother I'm a bachelor. All of you didn't know with me now. You had them now before. Mazi Methuselah, when I would love to see you. One halal, and then one a few people. So you lose one. Are you ready for that? So where we're going is the key to our bondage. Our sisters are here. Our sister can check on you. Genius. I don't want not with us now. Go and check yourself. You only question get it. For you to be a woman in this struggle, none of this direction. It's not sign right on. Go and check yourself. You're a very special creature. And as a job, I'm not a prophet. I want a task you did say they fulfill here. He never the thing. He will be not with us. so that's what our leader said. I want to leave you today. I want to leave many of you. I love Biafrans. And they try and more why. They have destroyed us, but we can't be down, be complaining. We are down already. We want to stand up now and begin to shout to rescue everyone. Remember, brothers and sisters, this is Mazi Methuselah, sign out from the city of Vienna, Austria to be precise, a land that is purely landlocked. We are doing well. A land that is purely Catholic country. They don't go to church here and there like mad people. They don't have crusade here. They don't have church in junction to junction. They need to do all this Shiloh crusade here and there. Since I came here, I've never heard megaphone. And I asked, they say it's church people. No, they don't disturb anybody, and they are doing perfectly well. What they know is they care for humanity. That's what we need, and that is what is lacking in Africa. Throw away this nonsense they call religion and begin to care for humanity in every truth and every honesty. You see that people will begin to love themselves. That's why we brought into Ipob and want those who are coming in to know that this is our slogan on the one Nabolos. And we're going to continue to that. Instead of you telling me, God bless you, God bless you. No, I don't need that. Show it in your behavior. And that's why we gather. We thank him for making it possible for our leader to come up and begin to inculcate the spirit of togetherness. And we're going to continue that way. Remember this, and I remain your humble servant, Methuselah Melchizedek.